Work slow. Jimenez holding to the front. One-timer scores! Ryan Kinney on the one-timer puts it in the back of the net. 4-0 Wolfpack.
State setting it up. Banashevitz hanging on to it. Dekes around his man. Here he goes to the front. Scores! Sam Banashevitz ties the hockey game. 1-1. Banashevitz across Jimenez. One-timer scores! Luis Jimenez finishes the play. NC State's up a deuce. Taken by Mitch Gallagher. To Lensmeyer, chance, scores! Ryan Lensmeyer, 3-1! Did you expect anything else?
We welcome you bright and early this morning to this matchup between the North Carolina State Wolfpack and the Navy Midshipmen. Hi, I'm Zach Sawai here for PackTV for this morning's matchup. Now, I'm running on 1 cup of coffee this morning, so if I start to slip up during the game, I apologize. But if you look at these guys up there today, they're running on 1 cup of coffee, and they got to play a full 60 minutes out there today, so it's going to be interesting to see how NC State's going to rebound against last night's 7-1 loss against the University of Virginia. So there's a few big things to look for today. Josh Cannon will be getting the start in net tonight instead of Joey Hall, who let in 6 goals last night in the 6-1 loss against the University of Virginia. The NC State will be looking today for leadership from Sam Banashevitz, Luis Jimenez, and all the other guys today as they're looking for a solid win today to rebound and finish off this tournament with 6 points this weekend, trying to rebound off of last weekend's exhibition losses. Now, some of the big things to look for today: more discipline from NC State, as NC State last night did not do so hot in the penalty kill. Looking for a better start today this morning as well. They're looking to play a full 60 minutes, and Coach Gazzillo is looking for completing more opportunities and forgetting last night's game as well. As Coach Gazzillo said perfectly last night, you can't lose a game twice. So NC State will look to move on for today's game and hopefully get a win today. The players are on the ice now for the warm-up, and we'll be back soon for the beginning of this broadcast between the Navy Shipmen and your NC State Wolfpack. For PackTV, I'm Zach Sawai, and we'll see you very soon for this broadcast.
All right, good morning here from the Raleigh Iceplex as the North Carolina Wolfpack take on the Navy Midshipmen. Right now, as you see, Luis Jimenez and that top line for the NC State Wolfpack taking on the Navy Midshipmen right now. Kim Mazikowski handles the puck with a shot, ricocheted wide into the catching glove of Mitch Stengel, the starting goaltender for the Navy Midshipmen this morning. We'd like to welcome you again this morning to the Raleigh Iceplex as we take a look at NC State's top line looking to rebound after last night's loss against the University of Virginia. Right now on the ice for the Naval Academy is Matt McVickers, number 11. Number 32, William Sheldon, as the Navy Midshipmen look to try and carry this game. Banashevitz with a ricochet out of the ice. Quick fact about the Navy Shipmen so far: in exhibition, they did not look too good, going 0-4 so far this season, and then in this tournament, bouncing right back to go 2-0 against High Point and Duke, winning 8-4 or 8-3 against High Point and 8-1 against Duke, who only dressed 8 skaters that day, which is an interesting fact because it is a club sport. Off the draw now, here we go for NC State, as Navy carries it back in, makes a pass, goes to the corner. Navy swivels it around to the point, missed opportunity right there. Rushing back is Cam Mazikowski, Eric Todd, Luis Jimenez, and Sam Banashevitz. Top line that you may hear me calling a lot this morning. It's a very big line for NC State, and they're looking for veteran leadership from them as well. Also playing today, you got guys like Tyler Alfonzetti, guys like Ryan Kinney, Andrew Kristoff, all those guys that make this game a very important game to watch. In the corner now, handled by Alex Vedetta, who today is going to take the place of Ian O'Rourke. Taken back in, Mazikowski handles the puck around the net, and here we go. Back up to the blue line, Sam Banashevitz handles it, passes it back. Eric Todd now will rush it up the ice. Going in on a 2-on-3. Eric Todd tries to finagle, can't do anything about it. Now it's pins and needles down in the corner. Wrestled around the ref, now Navy will carry it back in. Navy makes a quick pass, tries to dump and chase, nothing there. Will take it into the slot. Takes a shot. Big save there by Josh Cannon. Beautiful save there. Chipped out. That is Trevor Merchant right there. Number 12 as well, John Kochlenberg, big 6'4" guy. Love him very much, very physical, loves to fight. Tyler Uptonzetti goes to pinch in the corner. Around the boards. Now going around the corner. Nice hit there by John Koeklenberg. Koeklenberg will now make the pass to find Alex Vedetta. Vedetta springs up to number 22 there, and Ryan Kinney. Another guy who's been looking very good as well. Kinney found an open man, couldn't get it. Around the boards now, a bit of dump and chase, and NC State steps up their offensive threat. Navy now will carry it back in to number 13 for the Navy, Anthony Placino, a Millstone Township native. A right shot, will take it in, can't find the back of the net, will circle around the boards, takes a shot, finds the slot, goes back, an empty man, and NC State looking to get their tired bodies off the ice right now. Navy midshipmen trying their hardest. Number 3, Ellis Rushford, another guy that's looking fantastic right now. Ryan Kinney, can't find anything. And Navy going in. Navy, open pass to the slot, nothing there. And Tyler Alfonzetti will carry it out. $17 and 14 cents left in this first period so far. We're looking today for a strong comeback game from the NC State Wolfpack. So far they're looking halfway decent, but they definitely need to step it up in order to make sure this game keeps going. Navy looks to get some fresh bodies on the ice. Halfway decent crowd this morning for a 7 a.m. game. This is one of those games where you're just expecting to build character and you're not looking for much else. And we have a call on the ice. NC State will actually go down a man. Number 22, Ryan Kinney, will take a seat. I can't tell you what that call was because I didn't see it there, but nonetheless, NC State will be on the penalty kill. Went 3 for 6 last night looking for a stronger game. High slot shot, nothing there. Navy now finagling it. Navy now looking for a nice saucer pass right there to the point. Nice puck cradling right there, handling it like an egg. Navy handling it in. Can't find it in the slot with a shot. Big save there by Josh Cannon. Cannon will hang on. Beautiful opportunity there for the Navy shipment. As you can hear, whoever's here is going crazy right now for Josh Cannon. Interesting fact, Jess Tart is no longer on the NC State team. He graduated last year, but because Josh Cannon's jersey is not here yet, he is wearing number 1 for the NC State Wolfpack today. And hopefully after this game, NC State will be number 1. Looking forward right now, looking for the 6 points. Navy midshipman, Nimitz, around the boards. And Andrew Kristoff now another solid guy for NC State, can't find it. Between the hash marks now, here we go. Navy working it behind the net. Circles the wagons, back to the high slot. With a shot from the point, Josh Cannon looking fantastic and a big save again. In the corner, working it. Kristoff playing solid defense right there. Back to number 5 in Strom Ostenmacher, who had 2 goals in this most recent game against the Duke Blue Devils. Working it. Nice shot. Beautiful glove save there by Josh Cannon. It's a 7 a.m. start right now, and this penalty kill is not looking too good for NC State. They will need to step it up if they want to create any offensive chance early. It's always important to get the first goal within the first 10 minutes for any hockey game to assert your dominance over this game. Big important draw there by Matt Costigan. We'll clear it out. That's John Koeklenberg. A nice job clearing right there. Mitch Stengel will handle the puck. The goaltender. Pass back out to the boards. Carried in. Solid work there by the forecheck by Matt Costigan. Now the Navy will carry it in. That's Cameron Dean right now. Nice little dump and chase play right there. Cam Mazikowski has a chance to springboard it out, and he does so very effectively. A great job on the penalty kill so far for NC State. Looking a lot better than it did last night. Cam Mazikowski now. Mazikowski will rush up the ice with that huge 6'4" frame with a quick chip shot. Big save there by Mitch Stengel. Wristed out of the zone. Will be carried back in for the Navy midshipmen. Working hard now from the high slot. Working it very carefully, looking for an open man, can't find one. Backhand pass to the corner, working it around. Pins and needles, takes a shot, big save by Josh Cannon. Eric Todd tried to make a move, and it springs a 2-on-1. Here we go for NC State. With a pass, Eric Todd, oh, and he misses the net. Beautiful opportunity there for the NC State Wolfpack with a rebound shot by John Koeklenberg. Beautiful opportunity. Cam Mazikowski will try to chip it in, can't find anything there. And the Navy shipment will try to clear it out. They can't do it. NC State still has control, and the Navy will finally get it, chip it out, as Navy looks to try to get fresh bodies on the ice. Cam Mazikowski will try to rush it back up, though. Cam Mazikowski from the corner, beautiful move right there. Negated by number 17 for the Navy shipment. That is Kevin Harris. Sprung up. Couldn't find anyone, and a beautiful opportunity there. NC State Just tries to chip it, try to get some fresh bodies on the ice right there. Here they go again. Nice pad save. Rebound. Beautiful save there by Josh Cannon with the nice pad right there. Chipped in. High slot. Ice a little bit rough this morning. Puck is bouncing everywhere. Kevin Harris. Kevin Harris with the shot. Loved by Josh Cannon. 13:56 left to go. A lot has happened in this first period so far. It's definitely been interesting to watch how NC State has been able to rebound after last night's loss. A lot of energy so far in this very early game for NC State. That's been incredibly important for this game and hopes to continue throughout the rest of this game as well. Off the draw, NC State will touch it, and that will give them the statistical offensive win. Carried up the ice right now by NC State. And carried back in by the Navy shipment. Across the blue line now, it's going to be a 1-on-3. Chip shot to the corner, nobody there. Navy right now, that was Tom McGowan, another guy to watch out for. Towering, 6'5" forward. One of the guys to watch today. He's going to kill you if you don't have enough speed. Chip pass up. NC State tries to get it out. That's Eric Johnson right now, the fourth line out for NC State. Pretty good. In the corner right now, with 13:17 left to go in this first period. Chip wide. Across the blue line, Ellis Rushford, another guy to watch for tonight, carries it in. Eric Dewey to the point. Ellis Rushford with a chip shot. Nice, and it just goes over the net. Beautiful opportunity to get to front of the net as well. Eric Dewey now working it around. Chris Wig, team president, waiting at the blue line. Worked around the corner. Eric Johnson, nice forecheck there as he can't get the puck away but still has a nice opportunity. Ellis Rushford will chip it in across the boards to Eric Johnston. Eric Johnston right now near the corner boards with 12:42 left to go in this first period. A lot of pressure being put on by NC State, and if they can score, they will definitely assert their dominance in this game, as Navy has not looked too good against teams that can play hockey. Chipped. Chris Wig now to Ellis Rushford. A nice second D pairing right there. Luis Jimenez to Sam Benishevitz, the two guys that you always want to watch out for. Benishevitz with a chip shot goes to the corner, nobody there to get the rebound. John Clokenberg mishandles it and will fire it back. Sam Benishevitz now at the red line in the neutral zone. Chris Wing looking for an opportunity. Tries to make a pass to Sam Benishevitz, intercepted beautifully by Maxwell Schumann for the Navy midshipman. Into the front of the net, beautiful defensive positioning right there by NC State. Carried it back in by Luis Jimenez to Eric Todd. Eric Todd with the shot. Beautiful blocker save there by Mitch Stengel. Doesn't know where the puck is, and play is stopped. That's one of the things to watch out for today as well for the Navy midshipmen. Their goaltender has been looking outstanding so far, Mitch Stengel. Towering 6'1" goaltender, a Deerwood, Minnesota native. Eric Todd now. Benishevitz finds the open slot. Quick shot and an easy stick save there for Mitch Stengel. Benishevitz now will handle it to Cam Mazikowski. Mazikowski to Koeklenberg. Koeklenberg with the shot, gloved down by Mitch Stengel. Cam Mazikowski and John Koeklenberg are a unit that you always want to watch out for. Towering 6'4" defensemen paired together. You better be quick and agile if you don't want to get hit down by them. It's an aggressive game being played right now between both teams. Eric Todd finds the open lane, couldn't get anything there. Nice chip right there by the Navy midshipman. Luis Jimenez carries it around. Nice job right there by the Navy midshipman. That was Daniel Fisher, a Clarksville native, 5'8", looking pretty good tonight so far. Cam Mazikowski. Over to John Koeklenberg. Koeklenberg will spring up Luis Jimenez. Jimenez can't find anyone, passes back to Mazikowski. Mazikowski went up to Sam Benishevitz around the boards into the corner. Beautiful black uniforms today for NC State, one of the most recognizable uniforms for this team. If we do have a fan base here, usually on a typical night, I know the fans love this jersey. I've talked to some before. They say it's one of the defining features of the NC State club team. Interesting fact as well, Chris Wing, team president and second pairing defenseman. His father is not only the assistant coach for the NC State Wolfpack, but Chris Wing himself has to manage a lot of the team's games and team jersey orders. An interesting fact, because this is a club sport, it's mainly student driven and not varsity run. So it's definitely an interesting thing to see what happens when a student runs these kind of sports. Waiting for a face-off right now back in the NC State end. Eric Todd wins the draw. Incredibly important face-off win for the team in the defensive end. Ryan Kinney chucked to the ice right there. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Beautiful hit right there. Here we go. across the blue line. Avoiding offside was the Navy midshipman. Thrown back in by Strom Ossenmacher into the corner. Ryan Kinney can't find any man. Tyler Alfonsetti. Alfonsetti tries to spring a man. Couldn't find anything right there. That was Bennett Lambert for the Navy midshipman. Tyler Alfonsetti worked around there by Ossenmacher. Mazakowski tries to spring an open man. Alfonsetti found it, couldn't get it out. Brings it in past the blue line. Nice play right there by Ryan Kinney. Carries it back in for the NC State Wolfpack. Nice job defensively right there. Neutral zone pressure put on by Anthony Placino. He's had a good game so far. Working it around the back of the net now. Circles the wagons. Back up. Tries to start a rush right here. Going in on a 2-on-2 if they can hurry. Chips around the boards to Ellis Rushford. Ellis Rushford handles it very well. Kevin Harris with the shot. Swallowed by Josh Cannon. 9:30 left to go. The first 10 minutes are through in this period. Now, the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament is a very important tournament for a lot of us here, and it is done in honor of the great Stephen Russell, who passed away just a few short years ago. And this tournament was done in his honor, and we have a beautiful video to present to you today in the first period to talk about his life and everything else that happened and why we do this tournament as well. And it's about a 15-minute video and put together by some of our great producers here at PackTV as we bring you into the pack and tell you one of the most inspiring stories of local community hockey that we have seen in a very long time. It's Ellis Rushford with a beautiful forechecking play right there up to Matt Costigan. Andrew Kristoff now tries to spring an open man, and he will get it to Ryan Lensmeyer, who had a pretty decent game last night as well. A lot of good things that we saw from him. Andrew Kristoff right now chipped ahead to Anthony Placino, and Placino trying to work around the corner. But Lensmeyer found an open man with a shot. Big save by Mitch Stengel. Beautiful opportunities so far by both teams. Pretty evenly matched for the most part if NC State can actually get the puck. But so far tonight, it's not a bad matchup. Well, this morning rather. 9 minutes left to go in this first period. Coach Mike Gazzillo and his boys look to rebound from the loss last night as Aiden Wiley carries it up the ice. Looks to spring a man, takes a shot off the side of the net. Beautiful opportunity there as Ellis Rushford will look to spring up. I believe that was number 7 for NC State. That was Matt Costigan. I couldn't see it right there. Ellis Rushford jumping back in. NC State looks to get some fresh bodies on the ice. Costigan, and that was a pretty nasty hit there by Ryan Lensmeyer. And that will be an interference call on Ryan Lensmeyer. NC State will go down again and continues the story of the undisciplinedness of NC State as they will go in the penalty kill again today. Been a decent penalty kill so far today, only killed off 1 of 1. Last night did look a bit shaky, but they hope to go for a much better penalty kill this morning. It's going to be just a 2-minute kill right now. They put out the penalty killing unit of John Kochlenberg and team president Chris Wing alongside Tyler Offenzetti, as well as Eric Johnston. These are guys that are not going to be your high scorers, but they're gritty two-way guys that you just love to have on your team. Working it around the boards now. Can't find an open man. Takes it in. Working around the boards now, circling the wagons. Trying to find a high slot shot. Found an open lane with the shot. Big save by Josh Cannon. Aggressive game being played by the Navy shipmen right now. Trying to find an open man. NC State using a very tight box penalty kill system right now. Going in. Takes a shot, finds an open man, and they score! The Navy shipmen find the back of the net for the first goal of this morning, and that was Kevin Harris. 5'10" forward from Hermantown, Minnesota. Beautiful opportunity right there as NC State could not control that rebound opportunity. That's going to shake up Josh Cannon for sure. It is now at 1-0 for the Navy shipmen this morning. NC State will have to look to play the catch-up game once again this morning, as they have always done, at least for the past several games here. This morning they're trying to look to try and start this tournament better, and this morning they're trying to finish off with a nice 6-point performance here. It's going to be pretty tricky now as they give up that first goal and it's been shaky. Eric Johnston will try to work around the boards. Eric Johnston back to Chris Wing. Chris Wing now Chris Wing tries to find an open man. Scoreboard still isn't updated, so it's still showing it 0-0. The Navy shipment will now chip it back in. 7:23 left to go in this first period as Eric Johnson tries to work towards the corner. Bit of a mishap right there. I guess there was a banana peel on the ice. This isn't Mario Kart, boys. We're just trying to play some hockey here. Big slip up in the corner right there. Carrying it up the ice is number 3 for the Navy shipment. That's Bennett Lambert. Chris Wing. Chris Wing will chip it up. Taken away by Mark Hansen right there. Chip back in. No icing. No icing on this call. As Hayden Dewey will now play it. Around the corner now. 5-4 along the boards. Corner battles is one of the more important points that we have talked about for NC State hockey. Winning those corner battles has been extremely important, at least for this game. Chipping it up around the boards. Carried back up for the Navy shipment. That was John Smith, 5'8" defenseman, a native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Working around the boards right now. Back to the point for the Navy midshipman. That's Jake DeCelli is working around the boards right now against Hayden Dewey and Eric Todd. Still battling forward in the corner. They really want that puck this morning. Fighting for it. They get the puck around the board. John Kokenberg with a nice chip. Hayden Dewey chips it out. Hit one of the NC State players on the head. This isn't soccer, but I guess that was a headbutt right there. 1-0 for the Navy midshipmen so far in this first period. The goal still isn't on the board, so I'm not sure if actually that was a goal or not. Something happened on that play. They took the penalty off. Haven't updated the scoreboard yet. So far, it's been a halfway decent period. 6:09 left to go. That's Ellis Rushford now. Rushford, Jimenez. Jimenez couldn't find Sam Benishevitz right there. Nice opportunity though. Up to Luis Jimenez. Jimenez finding an open lane. Nice deke there by Jimenez with the shot. Beautiful save by Mitch Stengel. Jimenez now has an opportunity. Back to Ellis Rushford. Fans on it. And now carried back up there by Aiden Riley. Aiden Riley now will work the boards. Aiden Riley tries to find an open man with a shot. Big save by Josh Cannon, eliminating any rebound opportunity right there. Eric Todd tries to chip it out. Can't do it. Cam Mazikowski up to Luis Jimenez, who loses his footing. Beautiful opportunity though, up the sideboards, going in on the rush. Cam Mazikowski will handle it. Back to Luis Jimenez. Jimenez tried to swing it up to Sam Benishevitz, couldn't find his man though. I spoke to Sam before the game this morning. He looked pretty energized, pretty ready to go, looking to rebound after last night. And so have a lot of these guys. Winning club games is definitely very difficult. Sam Benishevitz works his way around. The heart and soul of this team. Can't find an open man in the slot right there as it goes flying past Mitch Stengel into the slot. Clear back in. Eric Todd had an opportunity to go over there, but saw Luis Jimenez and did not want to get an offside. Carry back in on a 2-on-2 as a Navy midshipman. Checked down there by Cam Mazikowski. Luis Jimenez will carry it back in. Sam Benishevitz, if they hurry, it could be a 2-on-1, but it's just going to be a 2-on-2 right now. Luis Jimenez with a back pass to Eric Todd. Eric Todd now fires it up. Navy shipmen trying their best. Now carrying it up to the ice is Matt McVickers. McVickers now tries to go between the hash marks of the face-off circle. Shot goes just wide. And Sam Benishevitz will pass it up to Eric Todd. Eric Todd will now carry it in, loses the puck sight. Sam Benishevitz now will look for a high slot shot with the shot. Beautiful save by Mitch Stengel. He's been looking very solid in this game. Nice positioning right there by the 6'1" mechanical goaltender. Now carrying it back in is Matt McVickers. Tries to work around Alex Vedetta. Couldn't do anything right there. Vedetta now up to Trevor Merchant. Merchant, a guy that we interviewed the other night after the Wake Forest game. What a solid guy. Great player tonight. This morning, rather. Tyler Alvanzetti. Alvanzetti around the boards. Works around. Alvanzetti with a shot to the goaltender. Big save there by Mitch Stengel. Ryan Kinney now. Kinney will handle it. Working around the boards. Circles, wagons round. Rock me mama like a wagon wheel. What a play right there by Ryan Kinney. Vedetta right now. Vedetta springs open an open man and Trevor Merchant. Merchant tries to find an open lane. Slides into the boards. Looks like he's okay. With 3 minutes left to go in this first period, things are looking okay for the NC State Wolfpack, only down 1-0 right now. Trevor Merchant now carrying it out. There was Bennett Lambert once again chipping that puck, doing a little bit of dump and chase. Around the boards right now, Ryan Kinney. Simple shot on net for the Navy shipment. Easy save there. Puck goes out of play. running clock right now, but we're assuming there's going to be 3 minutes and 2 seconds left in this first period. Solid play all around for Mike Gazzillo's 7th year of coaching in this hockey league. And he's been looking fairly decent so far this season. And when they are on their game, they are on their game. And let me tell you right now, NC State is a team to watch out for when they are playing their best hockey. And right now, they are playing some of their best hockey, but they'll be looking forward to getting a better second period after a nice talk during the first intermission. Ryan Kinney now. Ryan Kinney will swing up Tyler Alfonsetti. If they hurry, Trevor Merchant can get on the breakaway, but he won't. Swings it up to Merchant, goes to the corner. Working the boards now. And the puck goes out of play into the mesh. Navy has gone 7 and 17, last season. Definitely, they have not been one of the better teams in this league, but they are definitely a force to be reckoned with. And it's definitely interesting to watch how they've played in this tournament so far. It looks like they've rebounded from a couple bad seasons and become one of the better teams. With a shot so far, Mitch Stengel with a nice, beautiful save right there. Carried it in. Andrew Kristoff right now, another guy that's very solid. Ryan Lensmeyer couldn't get it right there as a nice block from Luke Ostrowski, a Virginia Beach native for the Navy midshipmen. You got to think for these Navy midshipmen, they got to be running drills in the morning. And it was offside. Beautiful opportunity there for Ryan Lensmeyer to try to go into the period tied at 1. But nothing came out of that. 2:15 left to go in this first period. We hope you're looking forward today to the second period intermission report with Coach Jeff Wing and our player after the game along with Coach Gazzillo after this very early morning matchup. And hopefully, too, we'll get some presents. Hopefully a bag of coffee, which I desperately need right now. Ryan Lensmeyer sends it up to Matt Costigan. Costigan chips it out. Back into the NC State end. Little neutral zone play going on right there. NC State's neutral zone play is actually something you should not be forgetting about. They've actually been very solid. As it swings to the high slot with a shot. Fanned on the shot, but a beautiful play by John Kochlenberg to put the pressure on. Tipped there by Ryan Lensmeyer with speed. He can get it on the breakaway. And it's taken away there by Sal Cialino. 6-foot Cumberland. Looks like to be a Rhode Island native. Battle on the boards right now. John Kochlenberg couldn't find it, but now it's carried off by Andrew Kristoff. Kristoff's looking for this puck so far. Kristoff swings it up to Ryan Lensmeyer. Lensmeyer can't get it anywhere. Simple chip shot there for the Navy midshipmen as they get fresh bodies on the ice. Especially important for this early morning game is tired bodies you just can't have. Ryan Lensmeyer, beautiful deking there. Lost in the sauce is Ryan Lensmeyer with a quick shot. Gloved up by Mitch Stengel with the rebound. Couldn't get it, but a beautiful opportunity there for NC State. Carried back in now. Carried back in now is Matt McVickers. McVickers trying to work around defenseman. Can't do anything about it. Ellis Rushford now. Chipped around the boards. Ellis Rushford now to Hayden Dewey. Hayden Dewey up to Tyler Alfonsetti. Carry back in. And Mitch Stengel will settle it down. A long sequence of events right there, and I think both teams are very grateful for that stop right there to settle down this play. 47.5 seconds left to go in this first period. That fourth line has been looking very lethal this morning. Much more of a all-around unit instead of a scoring unit, and that's one of the best lines in hockey. That's one of the lines you always want to look out for. Right now for the Navy midshipmen, it's Strom Osselmacher passed up. Beautiful opportunity there and a big off the side of the net, I believe, actually. Working it around the boards now. Back to the corner. That is Kevin Harris with a shot, who has a goal so far in this game. Ellis Rushford now. Ellis Rushford up to Hayden Dewey. Hayden Dewey can't get it out, but Ellis Rushford will spring it open man. Eric Johnson, if they hurry, it's going to be a 2-on-1. Eric Johnson will try to find an open man, couldn't do it. Ethan Schwartz couldn't get in there. Ethan Schwartz filling in for one of the players this morning, filling in on that fourth line. Chris Swing will chip it out with 5 seconds to go in this period. Zamboni getting ready to come on, looking to kill time. And that is the end of the first period. Your NC State Wolfpack are down by 1, but it's been an evenly matched first period. Now, this is a Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament, and definitely a good start here by Josh Cannon, but today we want to show you in this first intermission, if you have missed it in the past 2 games, a beautiful presentation done by PackTV on the purpose of why we do the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament. So for PackTV, I'm Zach Saleh. We'll see you back for the second period, but for the time being, enjoy this wonderful presentation of the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament.
Just as ripples spread out when a single pebble is dropped into water, the actions of individuals can have far-reaching effects. This is the story of one of those ripples.
He never really liked to be the center of attention. He was, I won't say shy, because he didn't mind getting involved, but Stephen was the kind of person who always stood at the periphery of a crowd to see what people needed.
Stephen Patrick Russell was born on May 22, 1986 in the mountains of Newfoundland, Canada. Immediately drawn to athletics by his preteen years, Russell's first sport was not hockey, but instead America's pastime.
Stephen didn't start until 12. He was a big baseball player and was a catcher. And so at 12, he decided that he wanted to try out. A lot of his friends were playing hockey, and actually that was really the first time, other than school skating and things, that he actually really stepped on the ice to skate. And so he became a goalie, kind of. They said, okay, well, this is the position that we have available, you can try. As soon as he got into the net, he absolutely fell in love with it, and then proceeded, as he did with anything, to be super competitive and work his butt off to kind of gain the knowledge and the skill to be the best that he could be.
Russell and his parents moved to Charlotte, North Carolina in the early 2000s. When it came time for Stephen to choose his college, North Carolina State University was his decision.
He spoke to the hockey coach before I think he even submitted his application, and asked about the program and learned a little bit about it. And so he was really excited to play for State.
He was unselfish. He was more about the greater good of what the team is all about.
He was known as a good guy that everybody liked, had a lot of fun, good student, good goaltender, good hockey player, good teammate.
He was always there for you. There were certain guys on the team that, he obviously, by living with, he was really, really tight with.
He was very intense even before the game even started. When you wake up in the morning, he had his routine for getting going on game days.
But he, for as giving as he was also super competitive playing hockey, and he was super competitive in anything really, yes.
Everything we did was competitive, whether it was playing hockey or playing video games or just anything, whether pumpkin carving. We would do pumpkin carving. You wanted to have the best pumpkin. Everything we did, he was very competitive on that.
He would not be a trash talker.
No.
He'd be quiet. He'd just go about it very quietly and very unassuming, but he'd kick your ass.
He loved his school, he loved his boys, he loved the team, and he was living large.
What's the nature of your emergency?
I mean, we got the call. It was, you just never expect that to happen. It was awful.
It was 4th of July, early evening, and we got the call, and they said Stephen was missing. They were looking for him, and we didn't know what that meant. So we drove from 8 o'clock at night on, and it was so strange. We'll never forget it. In the CD player was his CD.
Yeah.
And it was the strangest thing in the world to have him talking to us.
That's what it felt like.
Through the entire ride with his CD playing.
I just got back from Chicago that day, and I got the phone call in the morning, and it was from his phone.
It was when I was at Hilton Head Island, spending some vacation down there, and I remember hearing word from one of our teammates that there was an accident at Jordan Lake and Stephen had passed.
While trying to cross the lake through an alcove, Russell disappeared beneath the surface of the murky lake water. Search crews attempted to find Russell, but due to visibility concerns, the search was called off until the next day. On the morning of Sunday, July 5th, 2009, near the Farrington Point boat access ramp, Russell's body was recovered. Stephen Russell was 23 years old.
Driving on the road that night, and the fireworks were going off on the sides of the roads in each of the communities as we were driving past, and I would think that they were welcoming Stephen to heaven. That's what I kept seeing when I would look at the fireworks, is that God's welcoming Stephen to heaven.
I remember our team for his memorial here near State. We had had the NC State home jerseys on, and you know, a few of us had the ability to get up on stage, and it was hard because you got pretty choked up, but we all shared some very good memories of Steven, and you know, to the best of the ability that we could, was to kind of celebrate him.
It kind of just talked about the times we had and what a great person he was, and how proud they should be of who he was and the impact that he had on everyone. He really brought positiveness to everyone, and lifted everyone up and made everyone a better person, and that was a big impact that he had, that I wanted to make sure that they knew that he was someone, even though his life was cut short, it was a very, very full life, and they should be proud of how they raised him.
He loved, Coach Kurtz was coach at the time of his death, and his friends Ross and Phil and Ben and Wes and Will and so many more. You know, we're still in touch with them to this day.
Soon after his passing, it was he made such an impact on all of our lives, and we thought, what can we do, you know, to always remember Steven? And one of the guys said, tattoo.
I know a bunch of the guys on the team, after it happened, went out and got a number 20 tattooed on their arm or their leg or back or somewhere, so that they, you know, it was always with them.
On my shoulder blade is a tattoo that's SPR 20, Stephen Patrick Russell 20, with a goalie stick right underneath it.
We walked in, we said, hey, we know this is a strange question, but we'd love to see the tattoos, and at least
Half of the team.
10 to 15 guys proceeded to undress in some way and show us their tattoos of our son.
I have stuff written on my hockey equipment for him, and then every time I pass the Jordan Lake signs, I do a little remembrance to him.
Here's a guy who was only on the team for 3 years, and for them to want to retire his jersey, which is one of the highest honors in sports, is amazing.
That was tough. It was really struck hard when you had that, and you look up at the bench and you see his banner there, and really knowing how much he cared about it, and his parents, how much the service meant to his parents too, was a very big deal, and it was tough, and we were not losing that game, I'll tell you that for sure.
He was part of the NC State hockey family, and he'll always be.
And it was incredibly moving, the whole ceremony. It was, when you especially if you were there live, it was the moment, and they had the jersey in the net, and the boys tapped the post at the end of the ceremony, which was incredibly emotional. For my family, for anybody who loses someone, and especially when you lose someone suddenly like that at a young age, and to have the coaches and those boys decide to honor and remember him in that way, to this day it still gives us comfort.
It was fitting, and that was probably one of the hardest parts, going up there and tapping the post. But it was where he wanted to be, so that was kind of fitting.
Our family were incredibly thankful. When we look at that banner and we see this tournament, we're so thankful to the people when we were completely shattered, that they said, we want to remember your boy this way. And even though we've only known him for 3 years, this is the impact that he's had on us. That gave me more comfort than I will ever be able to convey. It really did, and it continues to do so.
As further tribute to Russell, the NC State Wolfpack and head coach Dave Kurtz decided to rename their annual tournament in Russell's honor. Since late 2009, every hockey season, the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament has been played in Raleigh.
Teams have already come in and said, can we play it in the following year?
Yeah.
Siemens building, it's like, where are we going to put them all?
The guys have understood from the time they've come in as freshmen what this is about, and they're here for the 4 years, and they make sure that the incoming freshmen know what this is about, and that's how you build a legacy.
But when I'm talking about the tournament, or I'm talking about Steven, I can stay composed because he's my boy and I'm pretty proud of him. I'm happy to talk about it. And I like remembering him.
Like I tell my guys, we want character guys, not guys that are characters. And Steven was a character guy. And even though they didn't know him, they still feel that they did. They still feel that connection. And I think that's an important thing.
He would be extremely proud. It really, I mean, that's kind of the thing that he would be so super excited about. Like, that was just his type of thing. It really does a great job memorializing him.
It's put a lot of focus on the ACC, and it's put a lot of focus on the guys and what they do and what the league's about.
I think he'd be finally someone's paying attention to this league. I think he'd
hockey,
be very happy about it. He'd be super happy about that.
Yeah, he wouldn't want his name on it. He just wanted, he just wants it to be NC State hockey tournament, for everybody.
He would, he would wonder, the attention part of it for him was.
But we think it's pretty special to see that banner hanging up and his retired number hanging up in that arena. It just still to this day gives me chills.
Just the game of hockey growing. It wouldn't be, you'd probably look at it and say, why are they doing all this in remembrance of me? Because that's the kind of guy that he was. He'd want it to be more about the game of hockey.
It's unfortunate how he passed so early and left us early, but I'm happy his legacy is continuing on.
It's a celebration of Steven and all the lives that he has touched.
I would hope that he watches from above every year, and I would hope that he was cheering us on, and I would hope that he would realize that even though guys don't know him, that he still left that kind of a mark on people. So
what came from that very dark night, we figured out a way to take who he was and pay it forward. This is everything that we do, the tournament, the writing, all of that. Everything that we do, we like to call Steven's ripple. This is his ripple out for other people, and this tournament included.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh Iceplex this very early in the morning between the North Carolina State Wolfpack and the Navy Midshipmen. Now, coming in for the second period, I have Logan Sims coming in to help us with some color commentary today. Logan, how are you doing this morning?
Tired.
Tired? How much coffee have you had?
None. I don't drink coffee. But
oh, you don't?
No, I do not. But
oh, man.
I apologize for being late to join you on this morning's match between NC State and Navy.
Well, Logan, let me fill you in so far. So NC State has been looking good even though they're down by 1 heading into the second period today. Off the draw, here we go. Cam Mazikowski makes a pass to team president Chris Wing. Interesting change up over the intermission as they took off Cam Mazikowski off that top pairing. I'm sorry, John Kochlenberg, rather.
Yeah, and you saw really quick off the drop right there. Sam Manischewitz took the puck and took it down the ice. Took a very aggressive shot. That's what you need out of the senior leader there.
Absolutely. One of those aggressive chip shots to try to clear that puck into the corner and try to get an offensive zone draw like they're about to take right here. Eric Todd comes in to take the puck. Will lose the draw. No, actually, he wins it. Huge save by Mitch Stengel. Carried around the backboards now. Made the pass up towards Strom Ostermacher, a guy who's been looking pretty good so far in this game. Matt McKivers right now. Thrown back towards Jake McLaughlin, a guy who's had several goals this season. Played very well against Duke and High Point so far in this tournament. In the corner now is Bacher back towards one of the Navy Shipmen players. Around the boards right now, taken across, chipped out of the zone. Sam Benishevitz, Luis Jimenez. Jimenez finds an open lane. Jimenez will take it in. Beautiful deke move right there. Power move, big shot, open rebound. Nobody was there to take that rebound, but a beautiful move by Luis Jimenez, one of the senior leaders for this team. Carried back in now is McGivers.
It just really seems like early this season, the two leaders there, Jimenez and Sam Banishevich, just haven't been able to do quite what they were able to do last year, scoring many points between assists and goals between the two of them.
Chipped around the boards now. Deflected in by Eric Todd. Luis Jimenez. Sam Banishevich now has it behind the boards. Tries to find Jimenez. Beautiful opportunity, but Jimenez fans on a big save there by Mitch Stengel. Easy pad stop just to flex it out towards the Navy Shipman. And now carrying it back up is Aiden Riley. Back up to Matt McVickers. McVickers now in the corner. Tip to the corner right now, and Trevor Merchant. Merchant will try to get it. Merchant tries to use his skate right there. One of the more popular moves in hockey right now is to start playing the puck with your skate, as made famous by NHL's Jeff Skinner, who is one of the league's best figure skating sniper forwards.
And on that last NC State possession, you saw a pass from Banishevitz back to Jimenez, and like you said, Jimenez whiffed on it. That's just the struggles that NC State has had all season, not being able to finish passes.
Quick shot and a big save there by Josh Cannon. From the hash marks, Josh Cannon can't swallow it, but he made the initial stop. Chipped out of there by John Koeklenberg. This will be an icing call. 17:45 left to go in this second period. Logan, you were sort of touching on how NC State has just been kind of missing opportunities here and there. You were there for the first road trip, I believe, between George Mason
yes, I was.
Millersville. So what kind of things did you see in those exhibition games?
Well, that was an important trip for the NC State Wolfpack really early in the season, game 2 and 3, and it was all about building some chemistry in a road trip early. So we have a shot there by Navy. And yes, NC State lost both matches, 6-4 to George Washington and 6-3.
Okay, thrown around the boards, huge hit there by Alex Vedetta, who's taking Ian Rourke's jersey today. Thrown back into the boards now. That's Aiden O'Reilly. O'Reilly now passes it back, and then Ryan Kinney will now spring it up the ice. McKinney will try to find Trevor Merchant, can't do it. Will rush it up himself through the sideboards. Ryan Kinney can't find anything there with a chip shot right past Mitch Stengel. Beautiful opportunity there for the NC State Wolfpack. Couldn't finish it off. Trevor Merchant behind the goal. Trevor Merchant chips it up. Tries to find Chris Wing right there. Trevor Merchant now will handle it behind the net. Trevor Merchant looking for an open man. Passes it back to Ellis Rushford, a guy who's been looking fantastic so far in this tournament. Tried to find an open slot rebound there for Ryan Kinney. Nothing happened. Tyler Alfonsetti looking for a pass. He got it, and fans on it to the corner. Ryan handling it now is Tyler Alfonsetti. Kinney now couldn't get to the front of the net. If he would have, that would have been a beautiful goal right there. Ryan Kinney will settle it down. Kinney, nice pass to Alfonsetti with a shot. Save, rebound. Mitch Stengel will hang on. There's a cluster right there in the middle of the ice, and play will be frozen with 16:26 left to go.
And going back to last weekend, it was, you mentioned Alfonsetti out there. It was a lot about figuring out what the Cincy State Wolfpack had besides the leaders. They were missing Ryan Kinney, Sam Banishevitz on Saturday, among others, and NC State was just really trying to find their identity without those big leaders. Jimenez wasn't quite able to step up for the Wolfpack as he usually does.
Checking now is Ryan Lensmeyer in the corner.
But overall, I was relatively impressed. Yes, we gave up 12 goals, NC State did. I was relatively impressed with the gameplay of both teams. It was just some well-founded goals by both George Washington and,
yeah.
It was in Lancaster. Who was it they played on Saturday? Saturday.
Well, they faced Millersville.
Thank you, Millersville. That is correct.
Schumann took a nice shot there against Josh Cannon, and it was chipped into the meshing, and that's why we had to stoppage of play.
And even you go back to Millersville, Cannon only gave up 5 goals. Not only, but he gave up 5 goals. 6 goals, an empty netter as time was close to expiring at the end of that Millersville game.
In the boards right now, looking to win those corner battles. NC State has been struggling with those in this tournament. Team president Chris Wing now handles the puck, while his father, assistant coach Jeff Wing, will join us in the second period to talk about this game and how this tournament's going to send waves through the rest of the season for NC State as they head into next week's game against Duke. Carrying it up the ice right now is Bennett Lambert, one of the star players for the Navy Midshipmen. In the slot, and nothing happened there, but a beautiful opportunity. Ellis Rushford will chip the puck out. Andrew Kristoff now has it. Can't find anything there. Matt Costigan tried to chip it up, but couldn't get anything there. Ellis Rushford will try to settle the puck, get it away from the Navy Midshipmen. Costigan couldn't get it, and now back towards the Navy Midshipmen right there. That is Kevin Harris, who has the game's lone goal.
As much as I love Sam Manischewitz and Luis Jimenez, as Jeff Wing makes a fantastic catch on
Put him in
on
net
the bench.
today. What a beautiful catching glove there.
He doesn't need a glove. As I was saying, as much as I love the 2 captains, Manischewitz and Luis Jimenez, among the entire team of the Wolfpack, I have to say Kristoff's one of my favorite players. He's just so small. He stays low to the ice. He flies around. He's probably the fastest player on the ice for the Wolfpack. So much fun to watch.
Absolutely, and you always want to look for those grinding players, guys that won't get a lot of goals in a season, but guys who are just kind of the heart and soul of the work ethic of the NC State Wolfpack. As Chris Dewey pushes it into the corner and is now carried around by Jake DeSelles.
And I've got to say, you hit a huge point there. The heart and soul. You think heart and soul of this Wolfpack, you typically think Manischewitz and Jimenez. You go back to last year's championship against Virginia in the ACCHL. I was watching that game on PackTV. I was not at the game. NC State was tied 1-1. Kristoff went down and was out of the game the entire rest of the game. I turned the game off, came back in like 10 minutes, and NC State was down 3-1. It's
Johnson
incredible what happened.
through the zone. Taken down there by DeSelles. Johnson takes a shot. Big save by Mitch Stengel. Around the boards. Can't find anything there. Open man, no one in the slot. Kokelenberg with the shot. Huge shot block there by Kevin Harris with the lone goal in this period so far. Great defensive effort by the Navy Shipmen. Carried around now by John Smith for the Navy Midshipmen. Chipped around the boards, and there is a call, and play will be frozen. Face off to the left of goaltender Mitch Stengel. 14:08 left to go in this period so far. NC State has the advantage in work ethic in this period.
Definitely this period, they've stepped up and they've controlled the puck, it seems like, the majority so far with a little over 14 minutes to go. NC State definitely has momentum.
Eric Todd will go in for this faceoff. He's been pretty good on the faceoffs today. Definitely an important feature of all hockey games. Ellis Rushford handles it at the point. To the open slot. Nice bat out of the air by John Smith. He should play baseball. What a beautiful bat out of the air to stop any slot opportunities. Ellis Rushford. Rushford with a shot. Big shot block there by John Smith. He's one guy you want to watch today. Beautiful defensive positioning. Sam Benishevitz with a shot and a nice glove save by Mitch Stengel.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, carried around by Eric Todd and sent back into the NC State zone. Delayed call. And it looks to be on the NC State Wolfpack. Luis Jimenez will go to the box on a cross-checking call. Little bit of a confusion on the ice right now. No one knows why that call was made. With 13:34 left to go in this period, but you got to admit, Mitch Stengel's been doing a good job eliminating that threat from the NC State offense.
It seems every goalie has done against NC State so far, with the exception of Wake Forest and Virginia Tech on Friday night. Ellis Rushford is a name, a player that I was particularly impressed with, especially in the George Washington game. He had one goal in the first period to start off the scoring for the Wolfpack, and then he had a goal called back by an unfortunate penalty or foul. He's a player to watch for this Wolfpack going forward.
Rushford with a nice clear out of the zone. On this penalty kill, Mitch Stengel will handle the puck. Underrated aspect of the goaltender's game is the puck handling, one of the most important aspects, because if your goaltender mishandles the puck, as you saw during the first game of the NC State tournament this weekend against Virginia Tech, there was a mishandle by the Virginia Tech goaltender, and Sam Benishevitz had a beautiful rebound opportunity to get that puck and finish off the game 7-1. As it's carried back in by the Navy Shipman, that's Mark Hansen who carried it in, working around the boards now. It's the same Mark Hansen. Right now, that is Mac McVickers on the ice right now for the Navy Midshipmen. At the point, mishandled, still on the blue line, not offside. Sam Benishevitz will have to carry it back in, and it was an open pass to Matt McVickers. McVickers will look to dump and chase, but he won't do it. Settles it down, goes to the open zone, and mishandled, and the puck went back into the neutral zone and cleared back in for the dump and chase to get some fresh bodies on the ice. Now as Alex Vedetta looks to clear it, Sam Benishevitz will have to rush up the ice. Sam Benishevitz, beautiful move there, goes, and if he can hurry, it's a breakaway. Big shot, and he scores! Sam Benishevitz with the sauce. What a beautiful shot, ties this game up at 1, and the NC State Wolfpack look to have an edge once again.
That is the typical Sam Benishevitz right there. That is what we were used to seeing last season. He had an opportunity on the previous play where he just couldn't control the puck, and I was going to make a comment on that he might have had an opportunity to score a short-handed goal. Sure enough, the next time he had an opportunity, goes down the ice 1-on-3, shimmy shakes his way around 3 defenders, almost being tripped up, as I believe there is going to be a call against Navy. There was a delayed penalty, and was able to put it in the back of the net to the left of the Navy midshipman goaltender.
That will be Sam Benishevitz's 6th goal of the season so far. That was a beautiful power move to try to get this team back in the game, and that's one of the reasons why you want to have guys like a Sam Benishevitz on your team as well, to make sure that you're able to have those guys that can get this game back on track so your other guys can just focus on the important aspects of this game as well. Definitely an offensive threat for Sam Benishevitz right now as Andrew Kristoff waits to take that face-off there. 12:22 left to go in this second period, and NC State definitely has been one of the better periods of this tournament comparing to last night. Right now there is some confusion on the ice as we're going on a 4-on-4 for the next several minutes. Sam Benishevitz looks like he'll be taking a seat. I'm curious as to if they'll actually count the goal as there's something happened there. Cam Mazikowski will now handle the puck. Mazikowski made the pass to Chris Wing. Chris Wing will now pass it back. A nice chip off the boards. Cam Mazikowski. Chris Wing now will handle it. Andrew Kristoff now up the sideboards. Kristoff with that speed as Logan was talking about. Kristoff around the board, circles the wagons. Rock me mama like a wagon wheel. That was a beautiful play there by Andrew Kristoff.
I'm completely baffled as to what happened on that play.
We will find out for sure what happened exactly there. Right now, the goal is not on the board. It may go, it may not. We will let you know as soon as it does. But right now on the board, it says 1-0 Navy Shipman, but it could be 1-1 tie between the two teams. Andrew Kristoff there again. And Logan, looking back at Kristoff's speed, that was just some beautiful speed working around the net right there. What do you think about that?
That's just what he does. He is so quick. I would not honestly, he's probably a solid 140 pounds soaking wet. But
chipped at the boards and a 2-on-1 with a shot and fanned on a rebound, and it went off the side of the net. Looking for Andrew Kristoff now. Andrew Kristoff checked, but trying to finish his play as well. Chip back in now. Matt Costigan will carry it in. And there is a call. It might have been an offside.
Just before that call, Navy came out of the power play, so it's 5-on-4. Well,
Navy actually will be going on the power play right now as NC State still has Sam Benishevitz in the box.
Well, he's back out on the ice right now. I'm just completely lost, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure what is going on this ice
All right,
right
so
now.
just to clarify right now, NC State is on a 5-on-4 advantage. Even though they haven't updated the scoreboard, Navy has 4 men on the ice. And they have, it looks to be one of their power play units on the ice right now between Matt Costigan, Cam Mazikowski, Luis Jimenez, and a shot. Where's the puck? Didn't know what happened. I think Josh Cannon made the save in Jess Tart's jersey. Around the boards right now is Chris Wynn finagling the puck. Sent up to Andrew Kristoff and checked down right there and chucked him hard. Kristoff looks hurt, looks to be slow to get up. That's going to be a loss if he can't continue this game. Chip back in behind the net. Cam Mazikowski handles it with 11:05 left to go in this second period.
You absolutely hate to see that. You don't like seeing a guy like Kristoff going off the ice. And it
dumped.
If you're the NC State Wolfpack, you hope you don't see what happened last year in the Virginia game in the ACC Championship, as I mentioned earlier, when he went off the ice.
Last year, riddled with injuries as well. This has definitely been one of the more interesting games so far, as NC State looks to have an injury-less season. Still 1-0 Navy on the board right now. Ellis Rushford with a shot. Goes just high over the blocker of Mitch Stengel. Around the boards now, Cam Mazikowski. Mazikowski to Jimenez. Jimenez, nice chip right there by... And a breakaway now with a shot, and Ellis Rushford with a tip.
It's back to 5-on-5 action now.
Luis Jimenez now with the chip shot up. Couldn't get anything right there as Cam Mazikowski will handle it for the NC State Wolfpack.
That last NC State.
And there was a obvious penalty on Eric Todd right there, so that will be an interference call because that player did not handle the puck. And we have a fight going on, MMA match between NC State and the Navy. Not an expected match you would see between these two guys, especially in a hockey game, but definitely interesting for a 7 a.m. matchup.
You need to have more discipline than that if you're Ellis Rushford. That's just unacceptable. You know, yes, they were in each other's faces, but nothing was going on. They were just chatting, and Ellis Rushford is still being pushed back to the bench by the official. Not something you need to do.
I'm telling you right now, being a morning person is hard, especially for these guys on the ice.
Absolutely. They're going to go down 5-3 now because that completely unnecessary move there by Ellis Rushford.
So PackTV would like to confirm that the goal has been put up on the board. Sam Banashevitz with his 6th of the season after carrying it in on a beautiful power move, a goal against Mitch Stengel. And now there are being some words exchanged on the bench over there, words that were probably not allowed to advertise on live broadcast, so we are going to watch with intent. Now, one thing I actually find interesting, the trainer for the Naval Academy is actually in his uniform this morning.
Is he?
He is, and that's definitely very interesting as he tends to sort of the water and any injuries that happen on the ice right now. There's a little bit of confusion, as it seems, between who's going to get the penalty right now between NC State and the Navy shipment with 9:59 left to go in this second period.
Yeah, Christoph, glad to see him back on the ice, working whatever injury he seemed to have had. He seemed to have a little gimpy coming off the ice. We will not disclose what that was, but he is, like I said, back out on the ice, just working his feet, and seems to be okay. Would definitely be a plus to see him back out on the ice, especially for a penalty kill. One of the better penalty killers on the NC State squad, as he's just so fast flying around the ice. If he gets that puck, he could kill off some time by just possessing it himself.
Definitely. With 9:59 left to go in this second period, how do you think NC State has looked in the first 10 minutes so far?
This first 10 minutes of this second period, they've looked much better than that I saw the first period. Definitely more so on the attack. Obviously, Sam Banashevitz with a shorthanded goal to tie it up, having more opportunities, taking more shots, and giving themselves more opportunities to put one in the back of the net is what you want to see if you're the NC State Wolfpack.
Absolutely. So, with 9:59 left to go in the second period, we await as the puck is waiting to be dropped, and what looks to be just a 5-on-4 penalty kill for the NC State Wolfpack.
Now there are 6 NC State men standing on the ice with the exception of Cannon.
Sam Banashevitz looked to be just skating around right there, not got much going on. Mike Gazzillo waits intently to see what happens. And it will be a 5-on-3 kill for the NC State Wolfpack. This is crucial to this game. If they want any momentum going into next weekend, they had to kill off this desperate 5-on-3 penalty kill. To the point now. With a shot, open lane, beautiful save by Josh Cannon. Crucial save at this point of the game. Chip back in, and the fans that are here at 7 in the morning go nuts. I'm surprised. 7 in the morning, coming out to watch one of these hockey games is like going back to those Mighty Might days when you were younger.
And NC State is serious about their club hockey team. They love it just as much as they love almost any other sport.
Daniel Fisher now finagles it. Over to the corner now, that is Jake McLaughlin, one of the high scorers for this team. Handling it right now is Aiden Riley. Riley across, and it was fanned on by Jake McLaughlin. McLaughlin now handles it. Back to the point for the shot, and taking a save there was Josh Cannon. Navy Shipman looks to be a little bit shaken up right there with that player down in the middle of the slot, but he looks to be okay. Aiden Riley, beautiful power move. Nice play by John Koeklenberg. Beautiful defensive move right there with the chip shot. Koeklenberg will go in for the corner battle against Navy Shipman's Anthony Placino. Carried back out now, that is Daniel Fisher. Fisher, and it's a 4-on-2 breakout, 3-on-2 with the man going back to the bench.
An opportunity there for Merchant. Just couldn't seem to get his speed up. Might have had another opportunity for a shorthanded goal.
Looking for the point now. High slot, and a nice play there by Trevor Merchant. Good defensive positioning. Working around the boards right now. Up towards Kevin Harris, who has the goal with the shot. Big save by Josh Cannon.
Cannon impresses me. I look forward to a great career from him.
Shot, and it goes wide. Beautiful catching glove right there for Josh Cannon. Really cherry picking right now with a shot. So looking for the puck. Open lane with the shot. Josh Cannon! Holy Moses, what a save there by Josh Cannon.
He is something else. Like I just said, he in the backup of Joey Hall, who struggled last night. Josh Cannon has a lot to look forward going through his career here at NC State. He's going to be a fantastic goal minder in the coming years.
A fantastic glove save there by Josh Cannon. Beautiful opportunity, and that was a hallmark
10 seconds to go on the power play.
I think Coach Jeff Wing taught him how to use that glove. As you saw there from Coach Jeff Wing's miraculous catch earlier in this period. Carried now at the point with a shot. Josh Cannon with the save. Puck is loose in the front of the net. Couldn't find it. Back out to the Navy Shipmen. Penalty killed by NC State. And they're carrying it. Eric Todd on the breakaway. Here he goes. Eric Todd. Nice move. And it goes high. One opportunity still there for the NC State. Kristoff with a shot. Big save by Mitch Stengel. Puck is loose in front of the net. And Eric Todd shoves the player down. And we have another MMA match right now.
And this is where if you're NC State, you just need to skate away. I know it's all about pride, but skate away. You just had an opportunity coming off of a 5-3 shorthand. Eric Todd back on the ice, finds the puck and has a breakaway opportunity. Frustrated with himself as he couldn't get that shot actually on the net. I mean, it was on net, but it was just high. And you don't need to have another fight and send someone back to the penalty box.
NC State has definitely been looking like the better team in this period with 7:40 left to go. And after last night's loss against the University of Virginia, Coach Gazilla must have told his boys in the locker room to forget about last night's game, to come in this game with the new mentality of trying to get the final 3 points in today's game to try to finish out this tournament with 2 wins and only 1 loss to try to gain some momentum for the rest of the games this season. Carrying up now, that's Jake McLaughlin. Back into the zone right now, that is Alex Vedetta and Cam Mazikowski. Mazikowski now will hang on to it. Corner battle between Trevor Merchant and the Navy Shipmen. Cam Mazikowski now onto Tyler Alfonzetti. Couldn't find anything right there. Now Alex Vedetta will carry it in. Tries to make a nice move right there. Over complicated the play right there. Lost the puck. Carried now. Nice defensive positioning right there by Trevor Merchant with that stick, and good positioning as well. NC State has taken a lot of stick infractions in this tournament so far, but nice positioning right there. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Trevor Merchant now with a shot. No problem for Mitch Stengel. Cherry picks that puck out of the air with 6:54 left in this second period rather. My goodness, it is tied at 1.
You mentioned Coach Gazilla's comments to his team after last night's loss to Virginia. He mentioned in his post-game comments that he just told his team that they need to have amnesia. You can't lose a game twice, but you can definitely lose a second game because of what you are thinking of from the night before. You just need to put one out of your head and go back to playing.
The mentality of hockey players has to be very important as a lot goes on in their lives. These are club hockey players. Obviously, hockey is not the only thing they have to do, as they have to keep sometimes a full 15 and 16 credit hour schedule as well. So definitely they need to balance their academics and their sports as well, as Chris Wing handles it behind the net. Carried up by Sam Benishevitz with a chip shot, stick flying everywhere on the ice right now.
Benishevitz's shot pass was so hard that he knocked a stick out of a player's hand.
Benishevitz will rush it up through the center of the ice. Benishevitz with that speed, open rebound opportunity, Costigan! What an opportunity! Finally, NC State's trying to complete those opportunities. Found an open lane right there. Almost had that rebound goal, but eventually nothing came out of it. Still tied at 1.
Yeah, Costigan just couldn't get that shot down on the rebound. Had a great opportunity. If he'd been probably a couple feet further ahead, it would have had a perfectly wide open net. Interesting to see that this front line for NC State is not its normal self. Manischewitz finds himself out there without Jimenez.
Matt Costigan back to Alex Vedetta, nice save there. Springs an open man on the breakaway, that's Storm Ostenmacher. One of the guys that I've liked so far today. Chip to the corner right now.
Need to mention something, Zach. There's nothing on the scoreboard about a penalty, but there's an NC State player in the penalty box right now.
That would have been someone who would have gotten a penalty that they would not have put up there, such as a 5-minute penalty. They won't put that up there if it's not going to put a man down. Josh Kinnan with the beautiful glove save. With 5:52 left to go in this period. There's been a solid game all around from a lot of different guys from the Navy Shipmen. One player I do want to point out tonight, though, is Jack McLaughlin, rather. He is a 6'1" defenseman, a right shot, playing a beautiful game right now for the Navy Shipmen, getting a lot of good scoring opportunities. Carried through the ice. And here we go, team president Chris Wing, Eric Johnson. Nice finishing check there by Kevin Harris, who has the Navy's lone goal in this game. Navy, who is playing in their first game where they are not dominating on the scoreboard with 8 goals, has been looking rather sluggish in the second period, going into what NC State's best period since the first game against Virginia Tech. Nice skate pass right there by Hayden Dewey. Eric Johnson now to Dewey in the slot. Beautiful move. Nice stick tap there by Mitch Stengel. Important one as well. Carried back up now. That's from Achenmacher. McKibben now with a shot. Nice block there by John Kokenberg with Eric Johnson setting it back up the ice. With a chip shot behind the boards, very important play right there. Pins and needles right now for NC State. Corner battle as well. Corner battles have been another forefront of NC State's. And with the shot, big save by Mitch Stengel. That was a beautiful slot opportunity. With the rebound, that was a pass, but it looked like to go in front of the net as a shot. Mitch Stengel almost lost sight of that one, but he held on to it. Alex Vedetta looks to defend that man right there. And coming in, towering player in Tom McGowan, 6'5", one of my guys to watch in this game. Very, very important player as well, as puck is frozen right now.
And that was almost like a backhanded shot there on that last attempt by Ethan Schwartz. It just seems like he couldn't get any mustard on that hot dog.
I'm hungry now.
Apologize for that.
Oh, no.
Just couldn't get any mustard on that shot.
Oh, perfectly okay.
He was trying to take advantage as Stengel was unaware of where the puck actually was, but he laid the shot on him so softly that he was able to find it in time.
And I think, if anything, this NC State team is hungry for that final win in the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament.
I'm hungry too. Dang it.
That happens when you start talking about hot dogs and mustard in this game. As the puck is thrown along across the sideboards and chipped inside, Cam Mazikowski handles it softly. Luis Jimenez, definitely one of the better players in this game so far. Sam Benishevitz, who has the team's lone goal. Nice power move again. Taken down. That will be a penalty on the Navy shipman. That will be Jack McLaughlin on a tripping call.
If you're Navy, the last time Sam Benishevitz had the puck 1-on-3, he scored a goal. That's almost all you can do if you're the Navy midshipman to keep Sam Benishevitz out of the net.
That will actually be a holding call on Jack McLaughlin right there. But yeah, going off of what you said, Sam Benishevitz knows how to work around defense with that beautiful power move. That's one of his hallmarks. That beautiful goal against UNC last year in the backyard brawl, that was more popular than it was right now. Honestly, that just showed how skilled and talented of a player he actually is.
His other hallmark is his celebration. I've been watching it for 4 years now. I absolutely love it. Comes off of a goal, goes down to one knee, and launches arrows into the air using his stick. It's fantastic.
Vandershevitz to Eric Todd. Todd handles at the point. Chris Wing at the point to Mazikowski. Mazikowski back to Chris Wing. Chris Wing back up there to Eric Todd. Eric Todd across ice, can't find anything there. Chipped over the net. Luis Jimenez controlling it very carefully. Now puck control is an issue for NC State. Mazikowski with a shot, he scores! Cam Mazikowski with a slapper from the blue line. What a power shot by Cam Mazikowski. It is 2-1 to NC State on a beautiful power play goal. Hallmark to the special teams by Mike Gazzillo. Beautiful play right there.
That was fantastic. Just earlier in the game, before Ellis Rushford headed to the penalty box in that 5-on-3 because of his undisciplinedness, I was going to give him the nickname the Sniper, because that man as a defenseman can make some long shots. He just nails it. Right there, I think that Mazikowski took that nickname for himself, took that and sent it right into the legs of the Navy goalminder. That was fantastic.
Gazzillo just gave Mazikowski a love tap, too, on the bench. He has to be pleased with that beautiful shot from the point. I believe that'll be Mazikowski's 4th goal of the season. One of the most offensive defensemen for NC State. One of the most difficult guys to cover as well. And a 6'4", towering body, as Trevor Merchant now will handle the puck.
Between him and Kokenberg, they're probably about 600 pounds and over 13 feet tall.
One of the more aggressive players on the team as well. As a corner battle, and NC State will come away with the victory as well. Small battles like that are crucial to any victory in a hockey game.
Slightly exaggerating the 600 part. Not sure about the 13 feet. They are two tall guys, big guys.
John Kokenberg now will handle it. Made a pass to Ryan Kinney. Kinney got checked into the boards. Alfonzetti now. Alfonzetti can't work it around the Navy shipman player right there as they carry it back in. That is Mark Hansen with the shot. Josh Cannon with the save.
Cannon hasn't really been tested too much this period, with the exception of that 5-on-3 power play. Hasn't had too many shots on net. He's doing a fantastic job on the ones he has.
But you have to admit, strong goaltending is an absolute necessity for the NC State Wolfpack, because in that first game, Joey Hall played great, and it was a beautiful 7-1 victory. Last night, Joey Hall did give up a little more, but there was some defensive lapses. But when the NC State goaltending plays great, you play great as a team, as you can see right now. Josh Cannon looked to make that save right there, but it went flying past him as Matt Koskian looked to find out where it was. Ricocheted up into the mesh with 2:25 left to go in this second period. Now for the second period, we will be interviewing Coach Jeff Wing to talk about his miraculous catch there at the beginning of this period. One of the really beautiful glove saves I've seen, and also about the NC State effort and what this victory means going into next weekend's game.
Going back to the goaltender play, I'm a great friend of Joey Hall. Love him. He is a great, fantastic goaltender, but he's a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde. If he gives up a couple goals, he almost gets his head down, and it just seems like he loses just all sense of things, and that's not what you need when you're a goaltender in hockey.
Christoph, if he hurries, it could be a 2-on-1. Matt Costigan flying up the slot. If he would have gotten that pass up, that would have been a great scoring opportunity. Carrying it back up is Strom Ossenmacher. Chip back in. Mitch Stengel just kept that puck right there for the Navy shipman, McLaughlin.
Mazikowski sent that from the center line.
Christoph in the high slot with a shot. Beautiful kick save there by Mitch Stengel with the pad.
If Stengel hadn't been there, Mazikowski would have sent that into the net from the red line. Absolutely just shot that.
Play has stopped after a beautiful kick save there by Mitch Stengel. Stengel looking pretty solid in this game so far, towering at 6'1", a Deerwood, Minnesota native. One of these guys has been looking very good, and both goaltenders have been looking exceptional so far. It's been really a battle of whoever can out-goaltender the other. It's definitely been an interesting matchup as Eric Johnston chips it in through Bennett Lambert. Bennett Lambert now will send it around the ice to William Sheldon. Shoved off the puck right there, sent back into Strom Ossenmacher. Koeklenberg now fighting for it. Eric Johnston behind the boards, sent back in towards an NC State player right there. Eric Johnston sent around the boards right now to Bennett Lambert. A lot of play back in the back end for the Navy shipmen. Sent flying back in. A little bit of a dump and chase right there for the NC State Wolfpack. One of the more popular strategies in hockey as well, to try and make sure you get a threatening offensive effort. Flying up the ice now. Alex Vedetta, wrist shot. Big save there by Mitch Stengel with the rebound. Doesn't know where the puck is. And it looks like Mitch Stengel made the save. Beautiful rebound opportunity there by Hayden Dewey. And that's what happens when you plant yourself in the slot and you get those opportunities, you get the rebound opportunities, and you create scoring chances. As you have seen, it is now 2-1 NC State just because of their ability to control the puck and control the rebounds.
Yeah, Dewey had a great opportunity there on the rebound, like you said, sending it into Stengel's breadbasket. I don't think Stengel realized he had it. I don't think Johnson realized he had it, because I thought Johnson thought he had another opportunity for another rebound shot.
Jimenez works at Banashevitz with the shot just wide. Eric Todd now the top line out for NC State. And tip wide. Banashevitz loses a glove. It's cold out there. Better warm your mitts. Chris Wing now works it around the boards. Luis Jimenez working it. Luis Jimenez working the puck now. Up through the corner boards. Can't find Sam Banashevitz. Close game right there. Working now is a Navy shipment. Carrying up the ice is Cameron Dean. Dean chips it in. Chris Wing chips it up back to the Navy shipment defense. Now Navy shipmen have control. The midshipmen now are working very hard at this game, trying to make sure they carry some momentum into the second period. Beautiful play by Cam Mazikowski, nice defensive positioning. And Luis Jimenez springs a man open, and he can't get the breakaway. Sam Banashevitz with the pass. Jimenez fans on it. Holy moly, what an opportunity there. Banashevitz, what a save.
What an opportunity there created by Banashevitz. Jimenez just doesn't seem quite in his right mind this season so far. He's just struggled on receiving those passes and getting a solid shot off, and was unable to put it in the back of the net when he had a perfect opportunity. Great job.
NC State's dynamic duo within Sam Banashevitz and Luis Jimenez was working right there, but Mitch Stengel has a beautiful catching glove tonight, and definitely one of the more difficult goaltenders to beat as the period ends off with a $1:06 left. And the period finally closes off. So Logan, your thoughts so far?
NC State's definitely had a better second period than they did at first, created more opportunities. Probably could have had another goal or two, definitely one there at the end by Jimenez, other opportunities created. But fantastic job all around. They've done well in the penalty kill, especially killing that 5-on-3, and then they almost had that opportunity there by Eric Todd on the breakaway immediately after the 5-on-3. So definitely a step up from the first period and a huge step up from last night. Now they can't afford to have a third period like they did last night against Virginia.
Absolutely, and special teams sent ripples through this team as well, and that caused a 2-1 lead so far for the NC State Wolfpack. We'll be back soon with Coach Jeff Wing to wrap up this second period. For PackTV, I'm Zach Salai along with Logan Sims. We will see you soon for the interview with Coach Wing.
Good morning here for PackTV. I'm Zach Salai alongside Coach Wing. So, Coach, obviously an amazing second period. What was the message to the team in the first period?
Really what you got to do when you're down a goal is win shift by shift, right? So that just came down to it. Everybody was kind of down a little bit. I think a little tired. So just, hey, every single shift, and that doesn't mean scoring a goal. It's getting the puck to a net, having good defensive play, breaking out of our zone. So you just kind of get into that mindset of just getting shift by shift, getting back into the game.
Along with that as well, one of the big things for NC State has been completing opportunities. You've seen a lot more guys in front of the slot as well, getting those guys in positioning. So how much positioning helped you win this game so far?
Well, you picked up on it a lot, right? One of the goals was just a shorthanded goal is a good individual effort by Sam, but we're really focusing on that, get to the net. You see how the goalies now are big, right? So these big goalies, you got to get in front of their, take their eyes away, get the rebounds, and that's where you're going to score some.
Yeah, Mitch Stengel's been playing absolutely amazing tonight as well with that beautiful catching glove. But going off of that as well, Josh Cannon has actually been playing a beautiful game so far. Talk to us about this game.
Well, I think he's playing great. I think he's really dialed in. You can see that he's very focused. He's focused when he came in this morning, so he's ready to go. And I think he's done a good job controlling rebounds out to the outside, covering pucks when he needs to. So he's looking really good.
Now, 7 in the morning. I'm barely awake, and I've had 1 cup of coffee. But how have your boys been able to handle this early start and playing this amazing game out there, and hopefully going for a full 60-minute game?
I think it's at this point, it's all you're on adrenaline now, right? You got 20 minutes of hockey left, and you think about the number of shifts you're going to get. You just need to put it all out leave it all out on the ice now. It's not. I don't think we're really worried about fatigue at this time.
All right, Coach. 20 minutes left. How important is it to have 2 goals heading into this final period of the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament?
Yeah, we got to come out with this win. We're perennial leader in the ACCHL. We expect to do it again. We got to win this game to make that happen.
All right, Coach, best of luck in the 3rd period. We'll be back soon for our 2nd period intermission report. So for PackTV, I'm Zach Sawai. We'll see you soon. So for PackTV, I'm Zach Sawai, alongside the voice of NC State hockey for the past 4 years, Drew Blevins, now who's doing the radio for the Stephen Russell Tournament. Drew, how you doing today?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
All right, Drew. So you've been watching all the tournament, you've been watching all the games, but this game in particular has been important for both teams. Why is that an important game?
Well, first of all, the winner of this game is going to finish ahead of their opponent, whoever loses this game in the standings, which is kind of odd. Navy hasn't always been thought of as a powerhouse in the past couple of years. This is a team that's struggled ever since losing a lot of guys a couple of years ago, hasn't made the playoffs. But they're playing well here. This is a strong and fast team, well-conditioned, as you would expect from a service academy. Meanwhile, NC State's just trying to fight back to 500. It's been a rougher start to the year for the Wolfpack, but they just need to get that record back in shape before starting division play.
Yeah, definitely. And Navy went 7-17 last season, so definitely this has been an important bounce-back tournament. Now, the goaltenders has been the story of this game. Mitch Stengel has made some beautiful saves, towering 6-1 goaltender. But Josh Cannon has stepped up as well. What have you seen from the goaltenders so far?
Well, first of all, I think they've both been impressive. You're right. This is a goaltending battle for the ages. I really like the way Mitch Stengel plays. I think he so far has been one of the better goaltenders in this tournament. Cannon hasn't seen any action at all, and you have to go way back a little while since he's played. So it's good to see him already finding a groove with the Wolfpack. This is a chance for Joey Hall to be able to sit back and be able to mentor as an older guy. He's going to be your number 1, but it's always nice to know you have a safety net and Cannon back behind. If you recall, a couple of years ago when NC State lost to George Washington in the championship game, they had Brian Nelson in net, and there wasn't a whole lot of confidence for Nelson as a backup to Joey Hall, and that's a lot of the reason Hall was forced to stay in the net even though he was being blitzed by shots. So this is a really big coming out party for Cannon.
Now, Sam Benishevitz, in typical Sam Benishevitz fashion, had that first goal of the game, led to eventually a 2-1 lead for NC State. How crucial is his play to this team?
Well, there's a reason he's an ACHA All-American, and how crucial is his play? It's incredibly vital to this team. In fact, if he goes out for any amount of time, I think this team loses a lot of its mojo. Right now, not a lot of players are producing beyond that top line. That's why it was critical to see Mezikowski score instead of a Banishevitz or Jimenez. But Banishevitz is the heart and soul of this team. It's been that way for the past 3 years, and now he's a senior leader wearing that C on his uniform. So he is absolutely vital to the success of the Wolfpack.
Absolutely. NC State's depth has been looking incredible so far this year, not even when they're scoring, but just the overall all-around play. So thinking about that, what's the message of the team in the final 20 minutes of this game?
I think this has to be a finish period for NC State. You've got to find a way to put the puck in the back of the net. I predict Navy is going to be able to put one more in on Cannon. If not, you tip your cap to him because he's played an outstanding game. But this has to be a full team effort, line for line. As you said, depth. That's a really good word. NC State overhauled the roster, took away a couple of guys who would have been seniors and juniors on this team, and brought in new guys who have played at a high level and have already made an immediate impact. So for the Wolfpack, you've got to find a way to finish this one off and look strong before you head into next weekend's play.
All right, Drew, thank you for joining us, and we'll soon be back with Logan for the final third period of this very important game in the Stephen Russell Tournament. I'm Zach Sawai for PackTV.
Meet Blue.
We welcome you back to today's game against the Navy Midshipmen and the NC State Wolfpack. Going into this game so far, NC State was a little bit shaky after last night's loss against the University of Virginia, but they've bounced back fairly well this morning, and they're looking to finish off this game strong, to finish off with 6 points. A very crucial victory in this game as well. Off the draw now, carrying it back in, Sam Benishevitz with the chip in down the middle of the ice. And here we go with the play. Jimenez to the middle of the slot, nothing found there. Eric Todd couldn't get anything right there. Carrying it right now for the Midshipmen. Oh, in front of the net, into the slot. Stengel can't find it. Eric Todd looked for the rebound right there. Mazikowski, high slot, just wide. Jimenez with the rebound, he scores! Luis Jimenez with the rebound opportunity. What a beautiful shot right there. Right short side on the goaltender. No luck for Mitch Stengel. 3-1 NC State on a beautiful opportunity. Set up as well by Cam Mazikowski. Luis Jimenez already having, I think, an assist on the night as well. And Mazikowski with a beautiful shot from the point. Mazikowski is one of our players of the game so far, with a goal and an assist tonight so far. A crucial goal for NC State as they're putting salt in the wound in this Navy midshipman team. As after draw, Navy won that, and Navy will now finagle it. Navy now past the red line to Chris Wing. Cam Mazikowski now will handle it to team president Chris Wing. Chris Wing up to Eric Todd with a spring pass trying to find Sam Benishevitz for the 2-on-1. No luck there. Navy will carry it back in to the corner right now. Carry it back in. Corner battle right now circling the wagons. Cam Mazikowski. Mazikowski will chip it out looking to get the puck out of the zone. Can't do anything about it. Cam Mazikowski now pressuring in that corner. Very important for the towering 6'4" defenseman. Circling around the boards now is Navy. That is number 11, Matt McKivers.
You know, Zach, that's really key in NC State's gameplay is those quick goals. They score a lot of their goals, at least they have in the recent years, right off the puck drop, as they did there less than 30 seconds into this third period.
Nice pad save there by Josh Cannon, but it was cleared out. Looking for a long shot on Mitch Stengel, but it was an icing. So, Logan, what is the message to this team in this third period for NC State to put salt in the wound?
You know, I think Drew said it best in his report with you during the intermission. They just got to finish. They had a 2-goal lead on George Washington last weekend and weren't able to finish that game. You just when you're up 2.
Jimenez springs Banishevitz on the breakaway. Banishevitz heads in. And what a save! Holy Moses, what a save there by Mitch Stengel. Beautiful save right there in the catching glove. Cherry picking on the ice right now.
And Sam Banishevitz completely upset with himself right now. I don't blame him. That is very atypical of Sam Banishevitz. Sam Banishevitz has one-on-one shootout style. He usually puts it in the back of the net. And Stengel just made a fantastic play there. If there's one fault I have on NC State, and you can't really fault him on that breakaway, is the pass to Banishevitz. He was forced to turn around, slowed him down a little bit, definitely weakened the breakaway.
Open lane, no one there. Ryan Kinney went out control the puck, sent up. No luck there for the NC State Wolfpack. Right now handling is Alex Vedetta. Vedetta now couldn't handle it now, and Navy sends back in to the NC State end. John Kokenberg will handle it out of the zone.
It's hard to say with 18 minutes
remaining.
remaining.
High slot shot. Blocked there by Alex Vedetta. Couldn't find it where it was.
It's hard to say with 18 minutes remaining in this game that it could be over, but if Sam Banishevitz to put it in the back of the net with the way Cannon's playing right now, this game might have been over.
Well, that was also a beautiful save by Mitch Stengel as well. You can't really argue against that.
Absolutely not.
It was a great shot, but a better goaltending move right there.
And somehow he managed to throw a stick all the way into the right corner on that save. So it's a good thing he didn't need it for a rebound shot.
Thrown up the ice there by Tyler Alfonsetti. No one there to pick that up after that. Sent back in now. That is Cameron Dean right now for the Navy midshipman, who's getting out the ice to make a quick line change. Puck went flying into Tom McGowan, 6'5" forward. Didn't know where it was for a second right there. McGowan will come back in. Towering body, works his way around Vedetta, trying to work his way around Lensmeyer, and just got lost in the sauce right there. But it looks like beautiful move there by the defenseman for NC State. Tyler Alfonsetti now. Alfonsetti will try to find an open man right there. Gets it up to Ryan Lensmeyer, and they go off for some fresh bodies. Andrew Kristoff, one of the more solid guys for this team, as you've heard from Logan before. And there has been a stoppage in the play, and I believe that is an offside.
Either that or too many men on the ice. Because the puck was still in the neutral zone when the whistle was blown. I believe they had too many men on the ice, did NC State.
And if they do, the NC State will go on the penalty kill, but they've been looking good today on the penalty kill. And yes, it will be a too many men on the ice call, and Matt Costigan will take a seat for the NC State Wolfpack with 17:06 left to go in this final period of Game 3 of the Stephen Russell Tournament for the NC State Wolfpack.
And Cannon was in the net with both arms raised aloft with, questioning what happened on that play, where the issue was, why NC State was not disciplined enough to make sure they had the right number of people on the ice at the right time.
Merchant, I believe, won the draw right there. Sent back out into the neutral zone for Navy to settle down, enter back in on a possible breakout. Working around the net right now to settle the play down is one of the Navy midshipmen. Looks to be an alternate captain in Cameron Dean, a guy who's looked very solid tonight so far in what he's played. Andrew Kristoff almost had an opportunity right there, lost the puck.
Yeah, if he controlled that, he definitely would have had an opportunity on that one.
Yeah, Kristoff sent it back in right now, and the Navy midshipmen are working hard at this game.
He still doesn't look quite 100% to me right now. He's not flying across that ice quite as much as he normally does.
Well, after an injury like that, it's very difficult for a player to be able to play at 100%, but he's still giving his personal 100%, which is a very admirable thing for any player on this team.
And 100% from Kristoff is, 120% from any other player. He goes above and beyond. He's a hard-working little guy.
Navy won that draw right there. NC State been doing okay on the draws tonight. Probably something that we'll need to work on in practice this week.
Fantastic job here on this penalty kill. I'm not so sure.
High slot now, taking glove down with the shot. Josh Cannon with the big save, and Ellis Rushford clears it out.
Before that, I was about to say that I don't think the Navy got a shot on net in those first 50 seconds of this power play.
Yeah, they're cracking NC State's defense as they work around the hash marks. Into the corner now is the Navy midshipman at the point now. Kinney tried to intercept it. Nice poke there by Ellis Rushford back to the point with a shot. Tip shot, and scores! Beautiful slot positioning right there by Aiden Riley to get the second goal of this game, and is now 3-2 NC State. A little bit of a defensive lapse right there. What happened, Logan?
It seemed like it hit Josh Cannon in his glove. Wasn't able to actually glove it. When he went back with his stick, it was too late. Already made it into the right side of the net. And that's one issue, if I have anything to say about Cannon's play tonight. Yes, he's played very well. Kept, that's only the second goal of the match. He does seem to be struggling to glove the pucks that he should be able to glove as far as the shot that is given to him. He's seeming to struggle to actually eat them up and kill the play.
What a beautiful goal there by the Navy midshipman. You can't take that away as well. That was just overall good hockey sense positioning right there by the shipman. Now carrying it in now is Mark Hansen. From the point right now, takes a shot. Beautiful blocker save off a shot from Jake McLaughlin, one of the stars tonight.
It's crucial here how NC State responds to that goal from the midshipman.
Definitely a very important thing to do right now as NC State looks to win this game, take the final 3 points in this 3-game weekend. Cam Mazakowski now. Eric Johnston. Johnston got checked into the boards. Now carrying it in is Maxwell Schumann. Schumann now. Beautiful finish check there by Cam Mazakowski. No call on the play there. With a shot, beautiful save there by Josh Cannon. Working around the boards now again is Maxwell Schumann. Schumann trying to find an open man in the corner now. Coming in on the slot, fan-donning was John Smith. Coming in now again is Kevin Harris, who has one of the goals tonight. Cam Mazakowski shoves him down. Big body, you don't want to have that. A little bit of aggressive play going on, giving him a love tap on the back right there. Chipped off the boards, going into the zone right now. And a little bit of words being exchanged between NC State players. Beautiful move into the slot, and it goes just wide of Josh Cannon. Carrying it back in now is the Navy shipman as they're working around in the corner through the boards. Tom McGowan being checked into the boards by John Kochlenberg. Big player. Big against big. Two very big guys. And it's cleared back down. And will there be an icing call? Yes, there will. 3-2 with 14:20 left to go in this third period.
Big and big against big. You have Kochlenberg and Mazakowski out there for NC State. Very big guys. A couple plays ago, it was Kevin Harris going up against Mazakowski, and he realized very quickly that that was not a great choice of battles to pick. Mazakowski didn't even move, as there will be seems to be a timeout on the ice.
Navy will be taking their one and only timeout for this game. This will give both teams a chance to recoup. And you got to think about the timeouts as well for both teams, because timeouts, I was talking about this the other night with Ethan. Timeouts are mainly used not only to make certain plays to get this team back on the road, they can be used for pep talks, but another big thing, of course, is to just take a break. You don't get a mental break when you sit on the bench when you are taking a rest after your shift. You just got to keep on thinking about the game, watching that puck. A timeout is a good chance to just kind of mentally collapse for about 30 to 40 seconds. Allow yourself to recharge and get a fresh mind for the start of this game.
That's a very good point. Definitely something needed right now. for the Navy midshipmen as well as NC State. You know, you go back to that Sam Banashevitz breakaway here at the start of, or closer to the start of this third period. That's a huge play if you look back on it now. I mean, it was obviously a huge play in that. Blanked on the gentleman's name that's in net.
Mitch Stengel.
Stengel, thank you. Stengel just did an incredible job keeping Banashevitz out of the goal. If you take that, it's still a 2-goal lead, even with that goal in response by the midshipmen. So a one-goal game, definitely not over yet.
Nice play by Jimenez. Chipped in. Worked around there by Alex Vendetta. Ellis Rushford now in the back. Ellis Rushford, a guy who I've been liking a lot in this game today. With a shot into the corner now, Sam Banashevitz looks to pick it up.
Lazy pass there by Ellis, giving the midshipmen another opportunity to score.
Jimenez with a beautiful back pass to Eric Todd. Eric Todd with a quick shot, no problem there for Mitch Stengel as he gloves it down. With 13:48 left to go in this third and final period. NC State looks to be closing out this tournament with a strong win as well, but we often think, what does the coaches do? What does Coach Mike Gazzillo do behind the scenes and knowing more about the team? Well, you can learn more on October 30th at the Mo Southwest Go in Cameron Village, doing Over the Boards with Coach Mike Gazzillo at 6 p.m. I will be your host for that particular show. It's going to be a good time to learn about the coach and hear about any questions you may have and get your questions answered by the man himself, Coach Gazzillo. As they work around the boards right now, NC State is applying pressure. Eric Todd in the slot. What a save by Mitch Stengel.
If you have any questions for that Mo Southwest, Over the Boards episode, make sure you tweet at us into the pack on Twitter. Let us know, and we can definitely give some shout-outs and get some questions answered for the fans at home.
And as time approaches as well, we plan on setting up a hashtag as well. So if you ever want to treat any questions, just let us know. We'll be glad to answer them at Over the Boards. With a quick shot, Tyler Alfonzetti with a big save. Ellis Rushford now, but the back. Beautiful hit by Anthony Placino. That was a really good finishing check move right there. Alfonzetti will send it back in. Handled well right there by Jake DeCellis, and there is a call on the ice.
Yeah, that one's going to go against Ellis Rushford.
And that was a slashing call against Ellis Rushford. Another stick infraction for NC State. This is just one of those games where you're looking at plays and that kind of thing happens. Stick infractions have been the hallmark of this tournament for NC State, and they need to learn how to kill penalties as well, especially going into this third and final period to make sure they keep the lead. Logan?
Well, I was watching Ellis on that play more so than I was the puck because he had just gotten lit on a huge check. I think it was a frustration play on his part. He got the puck back, got tangled up with one of the midshipmen, and then out of frustration just whacked at his legs with the stick. Just, again, not being disciplined is not something you want to see if you're NC State. I know you're frustrated trying to, fire up this team, but that does nothing but put yourselves down.
Especially, that was one of my keys to the game beforehand, was just staying disciplined, because in this final game, you want nothing more than to stay disciplined to make sure you guys seal the deal in this tournament and win this game. Now in the backboards. Beautiful move there by Trevor Merchant, trying to work it around to get to the front of the net. Nothing there as Kevin Harris shoves it back up the ice. Carried across the blue line there by Ostenmacher. Through the slot now. Harris with a shot, goes just wide behind the boards. A little bit slipping there. Who put the banana on the ice as Mark Hansen takes a slip. Point shot goes just wide. Open net for the rebound. Cannon got across. Not sure if he made the save or went across the net, but nonetheless he got across. Goaltending looking sharp right now for Josh Cannon. Working around the boards now is Kevin Harris. Mazikowski now looks to get the puck and clear it, and he does. Nice clear there by Cam Mazikowski on this penalty kill.
Absolutely fantastic job here. Great save there, as you mentioned, by Cannon in net. NC State doing a great job, as you once again see Christoph, the little guy, and the great penalty kill here by NC State.
Dean working it back up the ice. Dean, one of those guys you also want to watch as well. I believe he's the team captain, if I saw the letter on his sweater correctly. I may be wrong. It's a little bit of a narrow view up here, but definitely he's one of the guys to watch in this game. Working around the boards in the corner right now is the Navy midshipman at the point right now, playing a very tight point game, making sure that the offensive defensemen are getting in their looks. What a hit by Ryan Lensmeyer. Just sent Anthony Placino flying over the blue line. Beautiful hit there by Lensmeyer. With a shot, rebound, and he scores! In the slot! What a goal by Daniel Fisher, a Clarksville native. Found himself in the slot. No one could find the puck where it was. Lensmeyer went out of position in the slot. The game is now tied at 3.
Discipline. You need to have discipline. That just goes back to the unnecessary penalty by Ellis Rushford. Fantastic job. Once again, you can't take it away from the Navy midshipmen. They took advantage of the opportunity given to them. Fantastic job there by the goal scorers. He stopped the puck, controlled it, and put it in the back of the net.
Rebound control by NC State has also been a factor as well, and that was also one of my keys before the game as well, as Cannon slows it down. Besides that, yeah, that was a defensive lapse, but besides that, I think Cannon has been playing an outstanding game so far.
Absolutely. These 2 goals here in the third period, unfortunate, but definitely he's being put in a hole by his team, unfortunately.
Absolutely. And now as we go to take the draw in the defensive end with 11:31 left to go in this third period, NC State looks to just win this game as is and not go to overtime, and we have a stoppage of play.
Once again, I mentioned it already, but that huge stop by Stagel on Sam Banashevitz on the breakaway is huge at this point.
Heading in now. Circled around. Carrying it back in now is a Navy midshipman. That is Matt McVickers. McVickers with a chip shot goes just over the board, sending it wide. Pins and needles right now for NC State. Working the corner boards, corner battles, finally winning those. Around the net, flying it back up the ice. Hayden Dewey looking very solid tonight. Number 26 tonight is Ian Schwartz. Schwartz is looking rather decent tonight. Josh Cannon with the catching glove, picking cherries like it's a nice summer day. Nice glove save there by Josh Cannon.
Need to see more of that out of him as we go through these final 10 minutes of this match. He's got to be able to glove it and eat that one up like he's missed a couple of this game.
Going to take the draw now. Some line changes have been made for today's game by Coach Mike Gazilla, and it's always important to shuffle the lines. You have a lot of guys on this team that are scratched and are just waiting to play, and every player wants to play on this team right now, and really NC State can use all the help it can get. Working around the boards now, Luis Jimenez. Looking for an open lane, trying to find Banashevitz there. I could see what he was doing, but Anthony Placino read the play better than Luis Jimenez did. Carrying it now is Maxwell Schumann. Schumann now to the front of the net. Big block there by Luis Jimenez with that long reach. Jimenez, one of the taller guys on this team. Working it around the boards. Rusher putting nice defensive pressure on Anthony Placino. Placino is a name that I've called a lot tonight. He's been all over the ice, doing a very solid job. Now handling the puck is Chris Wing, team president and second line pairing defenseman. Chris Wing now will try to rifle that puck. Intercepted there by the Navy midshipman. Midshipman took a shot. Big save there by Josh Cannon. Worked around the boards. Chris Wing sending it up the ice with a shot. Nothing happening there. Ellis Rushford will try to send it back out. Tries to settle it down. Can't do it. Kevin Harris will carry it back in. Kevin Harris, what sauce right there. Beautiful move. Chef Boyardee, what a move right there by Kevin Harris. We're always working this game. What a beautiful, beautiful move right there with that spaghetti sauce. There we go. Carrying it in. Sam Banashevitz with the shot. Big blocker save by Mitch Stengel. Carrying it back in now as a Navy midshipman. You would think at this point they're going to clear it in, try to get a line change, but they must be getting fresh bodies in the ice as the play is going, as play is carried back in. Sam Banashevitz with speed, and if he can do it, it's going to be a breakaway. Banashevitz with Jimenez with a chip pass. Jimenez just goes over his stick. Almost had a beautiful opportunity there by Sam Banashevitz and Luis Jimenez. Cam Mazakowski now with the shot just wide, and Mitch Stengel with the rebound and a big kick. Save there by Mitch Stengel with the pad. Set flying out, settled down by Alex Videtta, and play looks to finally be settling down for their first time in quite a bit.
Yeah, front line for the NC State Wolfpack heads off. Great opportunity there. Unfortunately, like you already mentioned, Jimenez was unable to receive yet another pass from Banashevitz, wasn't able to put a shot on net.
Mazakowski with a nice pass to Alex Videtta, and a beautiful save by Mitch Stengel as we're tied at 3 with $8.49 left in this final period.
NC State's definitely lost control of this third period after that really quick goal there by Jimenez at the beginning. Definitely not the play you want to see if you're Gazillo coming into this third period, as icing called on Navy.
8:42 left. NC State could close this out, but definitely one thing that has to happen is better puck control. As I'm watching right now, NC State's doing a fairly good job at it, but they just can't get past that conditioned Navy team. Obviously, they're waking up at 6 a.m. for practice every Thursday morning from what I hear. This is a very physical, very aggressive team, and coming into that today, they've been looking remarkable in this tournament so far with a kick save there by Mitch Stengel. A nice, beautiful save right there. Very simple, effective save. Tyler Alfanzetti working the boards right now. Sent flying back back up to John Smith for the Navy midshipman. Handling it now is Cam Mazakowski. Mazakowski with a cross-eyes pass to Ryan Kinney. With a delayed call right now, it'll be against the Navy midshipman, and he scores!
Wow.
Ryan Kinney, a shot from just beyond the hash marks. Beautiful goal. NC State is up by 1.
And there it was. That's the control. Passes, control, take the puck down the ice. When you control the puck off a pass, you have more of an opportunity to create a better chance and an opportunity for a goal.
That'll be Ryan.
I was going to say earlier, Sam Banashevitz had an issue with receiving a puck. I think it was more on the pass than receiving it. Turned around, still had an opportunity to break away, but you got to look at that as an opportunity miss. Ryan Kinney created one himself by just cleanly receiving that puck. Great opportunity there, and took advantage.
The depth from NC State has definitely shown up in this game. That'll be Ryan Kinney's 3rd of the year. What a beautiful shot on a delayed call, and even better for icing on the cake, NC State will go on the power play to start this game, to start this next shift here. 2 minutes now, and sitting in the box is going to be Michael Burke.
You know, all that confusion I had earlier in the first period, I'm not just now realizing, I realized it at the beginning of this 3rd period. NC State was sitting on the opposite side of where they normally do, and that's because they are the visitor for this game, and I did not realize that until about 2 minutes into this 3rd period.
Yeah, this is the way this tournament is set up. While they are the visitors tonight, NC State enjoys their home locker room, beautifully renovated last year from generous donations from the public as well. Beautiful locker room that turned out to be Luis Jimenez working it in with a shot. Beautiful blocker save there by Mitch Stengel, and the play is frozen. That was a nice job by NC State of finding their way to work into the corners. And Luis Jimenez and Sam Banashevitz love that power move when working in those corners to just make it to the front of the net, into the slot, and take that nice shot.
Jimenez controlled the puck on that, took it straight to the net. I think he would have been better trying to go wide right instead of left, putting it right into Stengel's breadbasket, and he was able to eat it up.
Zach Sawai along with Logan Sims for you here today in the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament. 3rd and final game for NC State. So far, NC State winning 4-3. Hopefully that'll be the case for the rest of the game. Eric Todd now will carry it up the ice. Cleared up by the Navy midshipmen on the penalty kill. They've been looking good so far today. Alice Rusher now will settle it down for NC State. Rusher behind the net, surveying what he has on the ice. NC State looking for a rush breakout right now. Sam Banashevitz. Banashevitz entering, beautiful move on the breakaway. He shoots, he scores! Sam Banashevitz in typical Sam Banashevitz fashion. What sauce right there for NC State. Beautiful shot there, and now it is 5-3 off a power play goal.
He has so much body control. He is just something else. NC State is blessed to have him as one of their leading, as captain, as one of the leading seniors on this team. Control to pass. Again, control. I mean, I never personally played hockey. I can only imagine controlling a puck is probably difficult with just that little stick if it's flying. But he controlled it. Dipsy doing it around one man. Took a great shot on net, and NC State finds themselves back up a deuce.
Leading his team in typical Sam Banashevitz fashion. That is his 7th goal of the season.
Far from his last. Far from it.
Far from it as well, as he's been leading this team in goals for as long as I can possibly remember. NC State now up 5-3 in this game against the Navy midshipmen, hoping to close off this tournament with a win. Ryan Lensmeyer. Lensmeyer cleared into the corner. Matt Costigan. Costigan there to pick up the puck as it is sent now to Aiden Wiley in the corner now, who's handling the puck for the Navy midshipmen. Passed up as well to Cameron Dean, one of the captains for this team. Kristoff now trying to handle it, lost control of it. Aiden Wiley now will try to make a pass now to Jake McLaughlin, one of the star players for the Navy midshipmen. Cam Mazakowski has it. Mazakowski thought it went out there for a second, but I think I just lost sight of the puck. Carried into the neutral zone and tried to settle down. Matt Costigan needs to send it back to Chris Wing and play a settle down as fresh bodies for the Navy midshipmen are now on the ice.
And going back to that goal again, the shorthanded goal, that's something NC State struggled with this season and over the past couple seasons.
In front of the net, nobody there. Controlled now by Strom Ostenmacher, one of the guys that I just love his name. It's fun to say. Kristoff now. Kristoff couldn't find anything there. It is now controlled by Jake DeSellis, one of the defensemen for the Navy midshipmen. Carried in. Costigan now. And that is Ryan Lensmeyer for the NC State Wolfpack, slowly carrying it in. Costigan through the corner, and there is a call on the play. And there is some words exchanged after that. Lensmeyer will be going to the box. NC State will be going down a man.
And I believe they're going to call number 5. That's your favorite name, Ostenmacher, going to the he out of frustration. I mean, I don't even know if it's frustration because he got the penalty called against NC State, and then he just ripped his stick from under. Was it Lensmeyer?
I believe so. That's who's in the box.
Linsmeyer sending him to the ice, and again, discipline. That was a high shot there by Linsmeyer on Ossenmacher, and then lack of discipline from Ossenmacher as he decided to trip Linsmeyer unnecessarily.
These are long games, and especially this
welcome to hockey.
Especially in this early morning right now. Tempers are surely high, as I'm sure many players would like to remain in bed, but they got to wake up for this very important game to try to get points in the standings. Now carried up the ice now is Trevor Merchant trying to send up to Ryan Kristoff. No luck there. Kristoff retains control of the puck. Kristoff will try to send it back to Merchant. Can't find it. Goes to the high slot. Kristoff working his way around the boards. One of the more solid guys in this team, a more solid effort. Goes for the wraparound. Can't find anything there. Koeklenberg with a shot blocked at the point there. It looks like by Aiden Riley from the Navy midshipman.
And
now,
I would say with the speed, NC State finds themselves with the advantage on 4-on-4.
Clear just by the boards. Nice stick tap there by Josh Cannon. In the slot! In the slot! And a huge save! Josh Cannon with the blocker. Unbelievable T-push right there from post to post. Josh Cannon showing why goaltending is important for NC State in this game.
I thought I was about to eat my words. Fisher had a great opportunity there, set up right in the middle, just him and Cannon, and he was unable to, once again, control the puck and didn't actually. He got a shot on net, but Cannon did a fantastic job covering that one up.
Yeah, Logan, you said you don't drink coffee. I think you need it.
You mentioned the long days, our long games. We've done just a few here this weekend, 3 on PackTV. Drew Blevins over on the Tar Heel Hockey Network has done every single game of the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament. He was here till about midnight last night, so feel it for him.
Matt, we're on a delayed call right now. It looks like to be against Bennett Lambert of the Navy midshipmen on a 2-minute holding call.
So we're going to go 4-on-3 here
My
in
apologies.
favor of the Wolfpack.
It's kind of difficult to see what the ref is pointing up top from here, but it looked like I thought he was making a holding sign that was actually an interference sign. Nonetheless, it is now going to be a 4-on-3 in favor of NC State. Now, this is one of my favorite things to watch in hockey. You have less men on the ice and more room for more opportunities. So let's see what they can do as Sam Benishevitz, Luis Jimenez, Cam Mazakowski, and Ellis Rushford are on for NC State.
It's very similar to playing, if you've ever played basketball, 4-on-4.
High slot. Ellis Rushford with a shot. Beautiful save there by Mitch Stengel.
I was saying, if you've ever played basketball 4-on-4, it opens up the court. Just taking 2 people off the court, imagine 3 people off the ice, definitely opens up for a lot more opportunities for both teams.
This is going to now be a match of speed. Whoever can outspeed the other team and head into the net to take a nice shot, probably going to end up getting a goal. But right now, Sam Benishevitz will take the draw. Nice win for him. Back to the point now is Cam Mazakowski. Mazakowski handling the puck fairly well. Luis Jimenez. Jimenez at the point, setting up in an umbrella formation. Mazakowski now to the side. Ellis Rushford handling at the hash marks. Rushford, high slot Mazakowski. Rushford, need to get a shot off here for NC State. Jimenez trying to find an open lane. Mazakowski to Rushford. Can't find a shot opportunity. Takes a shot. Goes just wide. Mazakowski chases the puck. Can't catch it out of the zone as it goes into the neutral zone. But NC State could have a breakout here. Sam Benishevitz misses the pass. Goes deep into the corner now. Played there by Kevin Harris. Back to the point now for Ellis Rushford with a shot chipped to the corner right now. And NC State will have the puck. Sam Benishevitz.
10 seconds remaining on the 4-on-3.
Ellis Rushford now. Rushford handling it. Back to Cam Mazakowski. Mazakowski at the point to Rushford. Rushford with a shot goes just wide. But a beautiful opportunity. NC State misses out on that power play. And the puck went out of play as you saw the bench open up. Puck must have ricocheted off the inside of that bench, and the refs will call a out of game. Basically, that means when the puck is out, and we'll have a face-off at that particular dot where the ref is standing at.
That was a fantastic shot there by Ellis. Obviously didn't go into the back of the net, but he used Sam Benishevitz almost like a backboard in that he hit it off of Sam without Sam even realizing it. Would have been a deflected goal for Sam if it had gone in, but great effort there by Rushford.
Tyler Alfonsetti now off the draw will carry it in with 40 seconds left to go on the final power play for NC State. 38 seconds now left on the penalty for Bennett Lambert.
Just under 4 minutes remaining in this match. NC State again finds themselves up 2. They seem to be doing what we'd mentioned in the second intermission break, that they need to finish this game. They've done so by scoring 3 goals here in this third period.
Off the draw, Trevor Merchant went back. John Koeklenberg now has it through the boards, now back behind the net. Ryan Kinney couldn't get it. Trevor Merchant now the 4th line out for NC State. My apologies, the 2nd line actually for NC State. One of the better all-around lines in the ACC right now. John Koeklenberg handling it well. Tyler Alfonzetti will send it up. Tyler Alfonzetti sends it to team president Chris Wing, who tries to finagle his way around the NC State. Taken down, no call there. Trevor Merchant working it carefully, trying to find an open man in the slot with 5 seconds left to go in this penalty. To the point, Koeklenberg, penalty is killed. Trevor Merchant with the shot goes just wide, and they will pick it up now. That is Mark Hansen. Pass it all the way up to Bennett Lambert, and we have a tussle.
An absolute brawl between Ryan Kinney and a Navy midshipman, and Ryan Kinney's not giving up. He's got 2 officials on him, and he's still not done. I didn't see what happened to start it, but Ryan Kinney was absolutely out of his mind, upset, and he was giving it to that Navy midshipman.
Yeah, this game is just about over. So right now, that was just a bad move by Ryan Kinney, and he will be sent off for the rest of the game.
And he has seen his last action of this year's Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament.
But he will be back.
That was number 17 for the midshipman, Kevin Harris, who I believe will still be sent to the penalty box, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he is on his way to the penalty box.
For number 17, that is Kevin Harris, who has one of the team's goals tonight. Overall, just a solid job there by both teams. The refs trying to figure out what happened there and what penalty should be given out, if there should be a power play or a penalty kill for one of the teams. Either way, it's been a very interesting game so far. 5-3 in favor of NC State. Here's Zach Salaya alongside Logan Sims here for PackTV, bringing you into the pack for this final game of the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament, as NC State leads 5-3 and hopes to close off with a 2-1 record.
Yeah, the puck was sent all the way down to the far end of the ice up by Josh Cannon. This is hockey, not basketball, Logan. And the first thing I saw was a stick go flying down by the midshipman goaltender, and I looked back and Ryan Kinney was on top of Harris, and they're still trying to figure everything out, get everything settled. I'm assuming we're going to see some 4-on-4 action, as Harris will spend 2 minutes in the box, is my guess.
Yeah, Logan, I got to get you some Maxwell House for your birthday this year. You need the coffee, man. I think we both do, but these players, I don't know how much coffee they've drunk or whatever they've had in the morning to make sure they stay awake, but they've done an exceptional job. NC State by far.
Excuse me, not Linsmeyer. Ryan Kinney's absolutely had something, because he was on Kevin Harris like Donkey Kong. I mean, he was jumping off the ice on these skates and just giving it to Harris. I think if this was an MMA fight, Kinney definitely won that one.
Definitely, and NC State by far, I think, has played their most complete 60 minutes. Especially looking at that first game against Virginia Tech. Their first period was shaky, but after that it was beautiful. The entire game against the University of Virginia was shaky, but today it's just been a full 60 minutes for NC State, and that's just something you always want. And they will give a 5-minute misconduct to Ryan Kinney. Now, an interesting fact about the 5-minute misconduct, you are still down a man, but even if they score on you, you don't gain the man back because it is a 5-minute misconduct. It's a weird setup, but basically there's no way the player can come back on the ice since he was ejected from the game. And you can score as many times as you can during this 5-minute disadvantage as well.
So NC State will be down a man for the remainder of this third period, and if it goes into overtime as well.
NC State looks to hope to not make that happen, as handling it at the point now is a Navy midshipman right there. That is Daniel Fisher in the corner. Back up to Riley.
So this is pretty much going to be 3 minutes of penalty kill for the Wolfpack. They struggled on that today.
With a shot by Placino, with the shot goes wide. Cannon needs to make it back, and he makes it back just in enough time to close off that open hole right there. And Riley right now. Alice Rushford with the nice chip there. And Fisher now with a cross-ice pass to McLaughlin, and Josh Cannon swallows it wearing his Just Heart jersey. 2:27 left to go in this game. 5-3 NC State. Now, Logan, we have a game next week, I believe the NC State team does. So how does the momentum play out, especially for this next game that they're going into next weekend?
I think after last night, NC State was pretty disheartened. A really big loss, 3 goals there in the third period. It's hard to accept, but overall, I think NC State's looked pretty fantastic this tournament.
The PackTV crew will be back with you next weekend, as NC State will take on Duke next weekend in the matchup against Duke on the road, and me and Ethan will be with you for that one right there. As it's tipped through the slot, nothing found right there. Taken across by Cameron Dean.
Actually, we might be doing that one live on PackTV, streaming to YouTube from the Hillsborough Arena, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that was the one that was said to be that as well. Alvanzetti with the beautiful takeaway, and it's a breakaway. Alvanzetti with a shot. Beautiful glove save there by Mitch Stengel. Gave up 5 goals tonight, but has made the right saves at the right time as Aiden Riley takes it back in. Shot wide. Riley trying to look for a nice rebound opportunity. Can't find one right there. Through the boards, Alfanzetti now will chip it back out on the penalty kill. 1:27 left to go in this third and final period.
Now, I've mentioned it once. I've mentioned it 1,000 times. But with 1:20 left, NC State's just got to be very disciplined here. If something upsets you, turn around and go the other way. Don't put your team down another man.
Barrington, Illinois native and Matt McVickers now will carry it through the ice with a shot from the point. Cannon had eyes.
Fantastic job.
Tracked the puck. Beautiful. You know, these guys must be hungry. I bet they just picture it as like a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit in the morning.
He struggled, like I mentioned earlier, he struggled to really eat it off the initial shot, but he did a great job using his stick to knock it back under his glove and cover it up with 1:07 remaining.
Interesting for the fact that the Navy has pulled their netminder. 6-on-4 game right now for the Navy midshipman. Puck will go flying back in. Will miss the net. Going back in with a minute. Navy still believes they can win this game if they can capitalize on this play. Pretty interesting, though. NC State has had some good offensive pressure on the penalty kill today. Tipped by Ryan Linsmeyer's skate back into the end. They will not be icing on that call because it was tipped before. After the red line with a shot. Cannon with the save, rebound, and the slot. Can't find it. Nice play there by Chris Wing standing in front of the net. Good positioning there by NC State's defense. Sick battling going on, setting to the corner now. Handling it is Jake DeSelles. DeSelles over to Assenmacher.
30 seconds remaining.
Back to Bennett Lambert with the shot from the point sent over the boards there. Now Hayden Dewey now looks to try and get it out. A little bit of a trip there, no call. Matt McKivers. And they can't find the back of the net. And it's cleared out. And
that one might find the net.
And it will not, with 13 cents left to go in this third and final period. NC State will get the victory, has 6 points on the year, go 2-1 for the Stephen Russell Memorial Tournament, and finally gain some momentum going into this next weekend. And your NC State Wolfpack defeat the Navy Midshipmen 5-3 in this early morning matchup here at the Raleigh Iceplex.
I think that's a huge win if you're NC State. You come away from this tournament bringing it back to 500 on the season. You got a couple big wins. Unfortunately, a huge loss last night to Virginia, but they definitely answered, turning around early this morning, getting up, being here bright and early, or as I would like to say, dark and early, because it's still dark outside. It was still dark outside, and they had a lot of energy. They did not look like it was 7 o'clock in the morning, and NC State played well today.
As the players go on for the celebratory handshakes after this beautiful game, we will soon hear from our player of the game, Cam Mazakowski, along with Coach Mike Gazzillo, here after the game on PackTV to discuss everything that happened in this game and what's going to happen more importantly in the next several games as momentum carries on. So for PackTV, I'm Zach Sawaya along with Logan Sims here. We will see you soon for the player of the game interview along with Coach Mike Gazzillo.
Zach Sawaya here with Logan Sims. Logan, so this is your third game this year after watching the first road trip as well as tonight. Now, what things have you seen in this game that kind of relate to how NC State has been playing in this tournament?
Well, I also saw last night as well, a hard one for the Wolfpack against Virginia. NC State, you know, we mentioned it a lot last week, and I know we've talked about it a lot this weekend as well. It's a young team. It's a different team. A lot of new faces on this team, so they're really trying to build that chemistry going into conference play. I saw a big growth in the Wolfpack today. Definitely. They answered. Last weekend, mentioned it earlier, George Washington, they were up 4-2, couldn't hold on to that lead. This week, they had the 2-goal lead. They allowed it to slip away, but they answered. They came back and scored 2 quick goals there in the third period.
Now, what can you say about completing opportunities? It seemed like NC State knew where they needed to be on the ice at the right times today. Did you see that today?
Being at the right spot at the right time is important. And, again, completing the pass, you know, receiving the pass and getting control of it, something they seem to struggle with a lot. And that goes back to the chemistry that we already mentioned, that when you aren't used to playing with each other, you might not be able to control the pass, not expecting the speed, the strength. And I think NC State did a great job today of doing that control, especially there in the third period as they put up 3 goals.
Finishing opening weekend, 2-1 with 6 points. Logan, how is this important for the momentum going forward?
This is huge. You mentioned earlier NC State's taking on Duke at the Hillsborough Arena next weekend. This is a huge momentum shift going into that weekend. That's a winnable match if you are the NC State Wolfpack. Hopefully I don't bite my words next weekend, but NC State's definitely got a lot of momentum. Look forward to them moving on into this season and having much more success than they did early in the season.
All right, Logan, thank you for joining us today. And for Zach Sawaya and PackTV, we'll be back soon with Cam Mazakowski and Coach Gazzillo right here on PackTV. Zach Sawai here for PackTV, and towering over me is Cam Mazikowski, who had a goal and an assist tonight. Cam, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Awesome. So, Cam, you had a goal in that second period. Beautiful shot from the point. Walk us through it.
So it went down low. Luis picked up the puck, and he just was looking up top. And I called for it. He gave me a nice backhand pass, and then I just walked it to the middle and took a shot. And Eric Todd was in front screening, so everyone worked together on that. It was helpful.
Yeah, that was an excellent goal as well, but it was a 7 a.m. start today. So how important was your team to stay in the game and not be as fatigued as you were last night and coming into a very early matchup this morning?
We came out a little flat, but I think we bounced back well in the second and third. I mean, everybody was a little groggy in the first. It was pretty obvious, so it was nice to see everyone rebound well and just come back out and keep working for it.
That was a big win today. So going into these next few games over the next few weekends, how important was this win to keep the energy going into those next few games?
I think it's pretty big because, I mean, we had a big loss yesterday, and it's always good to bounce back, get a win right after that. And I think it'll help everybody carry over, keep energy going, to know that we got a win under our belt and that we can keep it flowing.
All right, Cam, thank you so much. And for Zach Sawai, for PackTV, I'm Zach Sawai, and I'll soon be back with Coach Mike Gazzillo for the final interview. For PackTV, I'm Zach Sawai, here today with Coach Mike Gazzillo after today's 5-3 victory over the United States Naval Academy. So, Coach, last night, 7-1 loss. What improvements did you see today?
Well, we kind of helped ourselves with less turnovers. I mean, as the game progressed, the turnovers got less and less. So, I mean, that was a good thing. We did a little bit better on the face-off. So, little steps right now.
So discipline's still a big factor, still taking quite a bit of penalties, but your special teams today did fairly well, at least concerning the power play. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, the power play we work on. We want to get them moving the puck, and we got guys out there that can definitely put the puck in the net. That's good. As far as the penalty kill goes, it's just I don't know. I think we were down a little more than we needed to be. Once again, I don't think it was actually a very well balanced job by the officials. That's my opinion. But whatever, it is what it is, and you can't play. I always tell my guys, you can't play against two enemies. You play against the other team, and then you can't have the officials, in your head either. So just go out and do the best you can, get back to 5-on-5, and then we'll take it from there.
Now, our player of the game, Cam Mazikowski, has done an incredible job this tournament, whether he's scoring or just putting himself correctly in the defensive zone, positioning him in the slot to take away opportunities. What have you seen from Mazikowski going all the way back from tryouts?
Yeah, I mean, he's a big guy. He's got a really good reach. So we kind of saw that. I mean, he had a little bit of turnover trouble early on, but he's gotten control of that. He's got his emotions in check, which I think is important, and he's playing well. I mean, he rushes the puck, which is fine, because he's got some good moves, and he's got a couple of goals, and he makes some good shots. At least he gets them on net, and we can go from there. So yeah, I'm real happy with his game.
So going into the Duke game next week, how big is the win today, considering momentum and going forward with the same energy you guys had today?
Actually, I'd like to see us have a little more energy than today. I think they could all use a little joke cola before we play Duke. But, I mean, we don't take any opponent lightly, and it's always good to get a win. It's always good to get the ACC points. That's what the Duke game is. So, we're down one, right? So we're 2-1 in the ACC now. So we shouldn't want to go 2-2, right? So we'll just keep working hard, and then we got a little bit of time off, and try to work on some of the things that we need to get control of.
Now, Coach, it was an early morning. I think I can speak on behalf of both of us, and they were going to go home and take a nice nap after this one.
More than likely, I'll fall asleep during a football game. Yes. That's
All right, Coach, thank you, and it was an excellent weekend this weekend working with you. And for PackTV, I'm Zach Sawai. We'll see you soon for a later broadcast of NC State hockey as we bring you into the Pack.